Please request everyone settle down so that we can start with the session again. So we are going to show you a video on the screen. I would like to have each and every one on the screen. Can we start with the video, please?
Evolve is the core of positive change and adaptation. Evolve is the soul of the universe and is deeply connected to us and the actions around us. There will be one thing that will last forever: evolution. Be a part of the business evolution of India. WTC, World Trade Center, Delhi at Nauroji Nagar, and be a part of the global culture. We keep our accomplishments fresh and we keep innovating this space. We are driven by the Government of India's vision to drive growth for India. We had a dream to bring the best of the world to India. And we had the vision to create a majestic, holistic and exclusive reality. Be a part of one of India's largest commercial space revolutions. WTC, World Trade Center, Delhi at Nauroji Nagar. The World Trade Center offers exceptional connectivity to all parts of the city. It is closely connected to places like Lutyens, Delhi, and its proximity to the airport makes it even more appealing. A luxurious, upscale and 12 towers offering the most technologically advanced office space and modern features in the city. Meticulously planned and crafted 12 towers. A landmark project with a massive land span of over 34 lakh square feet area, infused with all the modern amenities with intelligent designs, green spaces and high-end facilities. Built with a vision, planned for a greener today and tomorrow. Dedicated spaces for cultural activities, F&B courts, boardrooms, health centers, multi-layered securities and modern parking facilities, to name a few. With 24-hour security, state-of-the-art facilities and an impressive list of features for your business, there would be parking space for 8,000 cars. Our commercial office spaces will meet your needs to grow and expand. The spacious floor plans offers a unique, individualized workspace and ample natural light throughout the workday. All our locations in WTC will include state-of-the-art healthcare services, fitness centers, so you can get the most out of your workspace. A reality shaping, rising, shining and standing tall. The dream place for businesses and hospitality. A reflection of supremacy. A hub for businesses to flourish and thrive. Live the dream. Lead the way. Showcase, collaborate and succeed. Be a part of the business evolution. Be a part of global trade revolutions. Many big corporates have already marked their presence at WTC Delhi. Bookings are open. Book your space now.
Thank you so much for your kind attention. Now I would like to request Dr. Tableen Kaur, please kindly come on the stage and be seated. Dr. Tableen Kaur. Dr. G.P. Rao, can we have him also on the stage, please? Dr. Preeti Samabal, Shri Sanjay Arora, and Dr. Shamli Satyadin. And also, I would like to request Mr. Manas Kaviraj, please kindly come on the stage. Shri Manas Kaviraj.
पहले आ गया तो देखिए फायदा हुआ, आपका नाम बन गया।
Yes, yes. Namaskar, sir. Namaskar, sir.
And now I would like to request Dr. Swarnim Dixit, Joint Secretary IIHR, please kindly come and honor Shri Manas Kaviraj. Can we have some applauses every time? Shri Manas Kaviraj, Senior AD, NBCC, is our main guest here. And also we have some speakers here today with us, so I would like to request, please bring a trophy for memento for Dr. Tavleen Kaur. I would like to request Dr. Vinay, please kindly give this memento to Dr. Tavleen Kaur. Can we have some applauses, please, everyone?
Dr. G.P. Rao.
Thank you so much. Now I would like to request to give memento to Dr. G.P. Rao. He is the founder and managing partner, GPR HR Consulting.
Thank you. Thank you.
Sanjay Arora.
Now I would like to honor Shri Sanjay Arora ji, former director, Talcher Fertilizers Limited.
Talcher Fertilizer. That was, I think, state government.
So we have with us today Dr. Preeti Samalwal. Please kindly honor Dr. Preeti Samalwal, who is HR expert and assistant professor, GIPS Delhi.
Government of India.
Government of India?
At Odisha.
At Odisha.
GIPS
was there for
Delhi.
3 years.
लास्ट में इसको करवा दें क्या नाम है
Fertilizer Ministry.
Chemical fertilizer industry.
So, sir, this PSC is now merged with you?
It is a JV of PSUs.
Okay.
Asia, Coal India and GAIL.
अभी पे है
हाँ सब अभी तो हमें और आगे चले गए.
Also we have Dr. Shamli Satyapathy,
अभी starting with
professor, area chair, OB and HR,
I was there as director of.
IILF University, Greater Noida.
बढ़िया थोड़ा बहुत सीखा.
मैंने कोई बात नहीं.
Please can we have applauses everyone?
Interesting project is very interesting project. But
क्या होता है?
much to be done.
अभी ये बोला कि वो मानस को
Engineer कॉलेज सर.
करवा दो अवार्ड करा के नीचे बैठा
Okay.
Then बाड़ी गया.
Now I would like to request
चलो
Shri Ravi Kumar Iyer, please kindly come on the stage and honor Shri Manas Kaviraj ji.
आइए सर को बुला लीजिए
And also Dr. Vipin, please kindly you also join.
और मार्कंडे राय
And Markandeya Rai sir, you also please join.
आ जाइए आगे आ जाइए।
आगे अब आगे तो ज़्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। काम कर रहे हैं आप।
इसी पे बैठेंगे। सर अभी मतलब प्रोटीन बात हो गया बिल्कुल ये मैं नीचे उतार दो।
Now I would like to request, we are going to have speaker sessions as well. Please request everyone, you can please be comfortable, you can please sit. Everyone please settle down. There at the chairs. And no, not you please. Ma'am, you please come and join here. Please come there, here at the podium. I would like to request Dr. Tavleen Kaur, who is an associate professor, OB and HR, FIIB. She is a professor with Fortune Institute of International Business, a very passionate and active researcher having teaching experience of 10 years. Her primary areas of research are employer branding, problematic use of internet and psychosocial well-being, impact of social media on HR activities. She is active in conducting corporate workshops on themes like building happiness and compassion at work, science of happiness and well-being. She has conducted such workshops at organizations like Admitard, WeWork, Electra, GreenTech, to name a few. Please welcome Dr. Tavleen Kaur.
A very warm good afternoon to one and all present here. My presentation, is going to be a lot different from the distinguished speakers that we had in the morning. And before I start, I apologize. My Hindi is not that good to make it my primary language for the session. So I'm going to be speaking in English itself. To be very honest, I was expecting some representation of the corporate, and that's how the presentation has been designed. But I'm more than glad to see a lot of young faces out there. And what I have shared here with all of you, I hope you will have some takeaways, because we have, the young folks sitting out here. And one of the speakers in the morning did mention that by 2030, we are going to be the youngest country in the world. Where the rest of the world is aging, we are becoming very, very young. So I hope the youngsters out here will have some key takeaways from my presentation. Thank you. Can we have, is it visible to all of you at the back? Can we, yeah. Can we have it in the slideshow mode, if it's possible? Yeah. Is it visible at the back? Give me a thumbs up if it is. Thank you so much. Thank you. That means a lot. Thank you. So I have been asked to share my thoughts on what are the current challenges that HR professionals are navigating, and what does future look like for HR professionals. Me being a pure HR academician, I have brought in some experiences, I have brought in some readings here, so you can pause me, you can disagree with me anywhere at any point in time. So without wasting much time, I think you all would agree with me if I say 2020 was a year of survival. 2021, I say it was a year of pause and reflection. And 2022, I say, was a year to build up the future again with resilience in mind. And on that note, now that we are in 2023, we are ending 2023, I will take you through the challenges that COVID has brought to us. Especially, I'm talking about HR professionals and students who want to make their career in HR. And I would also like to take you through what future holds for you, what kind of profiles, job changes now you can expect once you dive into the HR world. You all would agree we had never heard of work from home, at least in the Indian continent. This word was very alien to us. Pehle aaya work from home. Then aaya work from mountains. Now we have work from anywhere. Nomadic, it's called nomadic setup. So, those students out here who wish to make their career in HR, and also if you want to become an entrepreneur and you want to give employment to others, you can only have talent if you give them the flexibility to operate from anywhere nowadays. So according to a report by World Economic Forum, 98% of employees now want to only work from home. They do not want to go to the office, spend some unproductive hours on the road, and then, start their day. So that's the first challenge we are navigating through. This is a permanent change that pandemic has caused. Very soon, rather some organizations have already replaced work with contribution. Now your impact is no more judged by the number of hours you spend on the desk. Now your contribution is measured by the impact you create to the organization. So that 9 to 5, we can remove it from our vocabulary very clearly. Because now work is being replaced by contribution. And measuring that has become another challenge for HR professionals. The next one, I say reskilling. This was also mentioned somewhere in the beginning of the session that we had in the morning. No matter how much expert you have become in one domain, reskilling is now the new norm. You will have to reskill, and the pace of reskilling has become very, very fast and very, very fast. Today, you learn Tableau, 3 months down the line, Tableau is obsolete. Today, you learn Python, 6 months down the line, there is some other tool out in the market. So reskilling, my young students out there, you will have to be on your toes. Even if you say I become an expert, you need to again reskill and upskill yourself very, very quickly. AI or automation. We all are very kind of scared of this word AI and automation. Yes, it is going to take a lot of jobs, but it is also going to create a lot of jobs. So let me say, if AI has gotten, I'm talking about HR profession, AI has gotten into interviews. Now robots are taking interviews. China has experimented already a robot doing performance appraisal of the employees. Right? So AI, yes, has gotten into our profession, but now humans can focus more on emotions-driven innovation. Very soon, once you guys join the corporate world, you become one of the corporate chiefs, you will have profiles like human bias auditor. You will have profiles like algorithmic bias auditor. Because if a robo is doing an interview, to what extent can I rely on the robo? That will be your job now, to become a human bias auditor. If a robo is doing a performance appraisal, what is the algorithm that you had put? Is that algorithm bias free? So that is the nature of the profiles that you will have, once maybe 10 years from now or 5 years from now. So it's not that it's going to eat your jobs, but it is definitely going to change your jobs. Inclusion is going to become the buzzword. It already has, right? LGBTQIA+. We are having the representation now. And when I say inclusion, I just do not mean gender or sexual orientation. I mean language diversity. I mean generational diversity. By 2030, all the baby boomers will retire. HR will have a challenge of bringing that experience on board because people will retire. We will only have youngsters. So maintaining that balance is also inclusion, right? People who come from tier 2, tier 3 city, they have a mother tongue influence, sure, and they don't feel included. They feel I am, not a part of the lunch group because of my MTI, my mother tongue influence. That is what we call language or linguistic diversity. We need to appreciate that as well. So inclusion is not just a checklist that I have brought people from some minority community and it gives me an award. Inclusion actually means after I'm hiring them, am I giving them equally important job? Or is it that I'm including or I'm hiring a minority group just because I want to become an employer of good choice or an employer of, choice award? Or is it that once I hire them, I give them equally important job? Once I hire them, they become equally, they're running the race for promotion equally as much as a majority. right? So inclusion just does not mean hiring somebody from a minority group. That could be gender, that could be sexual orientation, that could be anything. But once they are hired, do they really feel included? That is what inclusion means. And inclusion by 2030 will become the mantra. Most of the organizations would want to have a workforce which has a great blend of all this diversity. Already, organizations have started virtual onboarding, and that's becoming again another norm. I know so many people who joined their organizations virtually. They never saw their cubicles. They never saw their organization, and they resigned from. They joined via laptop. They resigned via laptop in the last 3 years. And virtual onboarding again is going to become the next buzzword. Now, the problem with virtual onboarding, which poses a challenge to HR professionals, is the sense of belongingness. You know, whenever you join an organization, the day of your joining is a very, very special day for all of us. But if that joining happens via laptop, it doesn't give me any sense of belongingness. So if I'm an HR professional and my job is to make sure that you feel belonged when you join, but you are joining via virtual onboarding, it again poses a challenge, and you guys need to figure out the solutions, you being the young, workforce who's about to enter into the corporate world. So virtual onboarding is another challenge because it somewhere impacts my sense of belongingness to the organization. Productivity paradox. We all are living in this paradox of hybrid. You all understand hybrid? 3 days office, 2 days home, or vice versa. It can be 3+2 or it can be 2+3. Now I have technology, I have all the comfort, but a report by Microsoft where they actually researched 60,000 employees. So this research done by Microsoft on 60,000 of their employees, it actually said that productivity is going up, but creativity has gone down in the last 3 years, post-pandemic. So I do have technology. I have the system at home. Amazon, a brand like Amazon made sure that once the pandemic was there, the systems, the tables, the chair, the furniture, everything reached their employees' home so that they get the entire feel of their cubicle. But despite that, the paradox is I do have technology, but the creativity has gone down in the last 2 to 3 years. So that's another challenge which HR professionals have to deal with. Workplace spirituality. It's going to become very, very important, mark my words. In the next 5 to 10 years, spirituality will enter our workplaces. And when I say spirituality, I don't mean religion. I mean finding my purpose in my work, finding meaning in the work. And that is going to become a very, very, I would say, a big change. It has already begun. Organizations like Apple, they do it. And please do not confuse spirituality with religion. I'm again saying here and it's not also creating a meditation room. No, it is much deeper. It is about whatever you do you find meaning in what you do? So if you are from KPMG, let's say you're an employee in KPMG, and you're writing a report on climate change, will this report make sense to anybody in the world? That is what workplace spirituality means. Whatever you are doing, do you find meaning in that? Do you find meaning in, do you find purpose in that? And the generation we are dealing with, Gen Z and millennials, salary is not enough for them, right? They're not fighting for survival anymore. That was our job, or maybe my parents' job, but we are operating beyond survival now. We want good profile, we want our own cabins, we want a lot of good things by putting very less efforts. So the generation we are dealing with, they want, a lot of meaning and a lot of purpose to convince them to come to the job. Otherwise, they're all in their Monday blues. Right? So that's another challenge which HR professionals are going to deal with. How to make sure that you find meaning in what you do. So I thought I'll also share, now since these are the challenges, how can HR professionals help us go through these challenges? So if any corporate representative is sitting out here, if you are very close to not giving flexible timing to your employees, you will have tough time hiring. Because employees now, they've tasted blood, they've tasted the comfort of work from home, they're no more willing to come to office, right? At least some of them. So if the organizations are rigid on timings, they cannot really hire good talent anymore. So one has to agree to work from anywhere. The brand has to agree that the employees will be operating from anywhere and the work has to be replaced with contribution, right? So the first thing is they need to be very flexible in their timings. Resilience, organizations have already started checking in the recruitment process, the students I'm hiring, are they resilient or not? Or are they crybabies? So nobody wants a crybaby. Especially after pandemic, they want employees that if God forbid something like this happens again, do I have employees who are resilient? So resilience will become another hiring factor very, very soon, especially when you guys, get into the corporate world. So make sure that, you are resilient. To ensure generational diversity, that is what I said, by 2030, the baby boomers will retire and Gen Z and millennials, they will take over as the primary workforce. It has its own challenge because it doesn't bring experience on board, right? It brings creativity, it brings idea, but how do we replace experience? So that is another challenge which, HR professionals are going to have. Automation is not our enemy. It's there to help us. If I talk about how automation has entered HR, they are now taking text interviews. The robots are taking now interviews. They are, let's say if you are in a hiring process with a brand who has used automation, you will not see a human now taking interview. You will be asked to record a video. They will look at your eyelids. How are you moving? Your body language. Are you sweating? And through that, they make signals how confident is the job seeker. So that leaves a lot of time for HR professionals to spend on employee productivity and employee belongingness, which otherwise was spent in shuffling the resumes. Now I'm not shuffling the resumes anymore. The robots, the AI, automation is doing that for me. So now I can actually concentrate much more on much important aspects like employee engagement, like employee experience, like employee belongingness. Right? So please don't take automation as your enemy. It's actually going to help you get rid of lot of work which was pretty clerical back then. Okay? Somebody did mention in the morning about sustainability. Let me tell you, sustainability is also getting into HR professionals as well. So much so that we now have profiles like Chief Sustainability Officers, CSO. Chief Sustainability Officers will get very aligned with Chief Human Resource Officers, and you will very soon, you will see Chief People Sustainability Officers as the new designations. Organizations are now becoming, because we have been given 17 goals by United Nations to follow, and everybody is putting their contribution. Organizations are no exception to it. So even HR professionals, it will become a KRA, a key responsibility area, for the HR professionals to understand sustainability as well. So if you are venturing into or thinking of venturing into HR profession, this again is going to come into your kitty. Phygital will become very, very normal. Phygital is the combination of, can anybody guess? Physical and digital, right? We call it phygital. So very soon you will have profiles like work from home facilitator, which was not existing before pandemic. We are already having a brand like Cognizant, it already has work from home facilitator as a profile now, which means if I am a WFH facilitator, my responsibility is to make sure that the employees have everything that they need at their house to make it look like or feel like their cubicle. And to make sure they have right internet bandwidth, they have all of that so that they can work productively. And that's a new profile. It was not there before pandemic. Work from home facilitator. Right? That's another change that you will see very soon. This profile took my attention, distraction prevention coach. And that is really needed with you guys. Because we are so much into our mobile phones. On an average, a research says we spend 2.5 hours only, not just doing something on phone, but only checking the notifications. Those are called phantom notifications. मैं use की बात तो भी कर ही नहीं रही हूँ. I'm just talking about looking at the notifications. I'm not getting into taking action. Only checking the notifications, it takes 2.5 hours on an average. And it takes 11 minutes on an average to regain focus on your work. So if after every 10-20 minutes you're getting a notification, imagine how much time you will take to get back to work. So 11 minutes on an average you need to regain focus on your work. And that will be the role of distraction prevention coach. That is a profile, and that will become much more popular very soon, where the responsibility will be to make sure that my employees don't get into this, this phantom notifications fever. How many of you do that? Hand on your heart. You get disturbed, almost everybody. You get disturbed by the notifications, right? Stop doing that. Ali, as I said, automation will be there, but there always will be a human to check the automation itself is bias free or not. Because at the end, who is making the algorithm for the automation? It is me. So I need an auditor to check that the right person has been promoted or not. The right person has been hired or not. So my nature of work will change, but that doesn't mean that I will become useless totally. Right? A lot of us have this fear. I think, yeah. So when we talk about digital training, 53% of HR, they feel that when they get into the interview cycle or when they start their hiring cycle, the youngsters, they do not have digital skills. 53%. And I'm talking about very basic Excel skills. So digital training will become very, very imperative, especially it has already begun. But it will become even more imperative once you enter the corporate world. 53% they feel that the candidates they interview, they lack digital literacy. That could be Excel, that could be advanced Excel. So all of you need to buckle up if you want to really crack some good brands. Digital training is going to become very, very important, right? And because I deal with recruiters very regularly, they say that it's okay if the students, they are somewhere average in domain because they know they are freshers. But what they don't want is the students to be digitally illiterate, right? So you need to, be very proficient in at least, if nothing else, at least Excel and advanced Excel. If you want to crack a good brand, that's the need of the hour, right? So I've got a warning. I need to wrap it up in 2 minutes. Very soon, we will also have profiles like Director of Well-being. That will take the forefront, right? And that is what pandemic has taught us. That before anything else, it is the mental well-being. And we will have profiles such as Director Well-being, whose responsibility will only be to make sure that the employees are stress-free. So that's another challenge which HR professionals are dealing with, right? Last but not the least, I personally feel of all these challenges, the biggest challenge is convincing the Gen Z to work. Not only for salary, because for them, salary is the least you are doing. For them, salary is the minimum that you can give them. What extra can you give them which is beyond salary, which is culture, which is the freedom to wear the clothes that I want to in my organization, the freedom to bring my pets in the organization, the freedom to bring, to take leaves or to be flexible with the timing. I think that is going to be the biggest challenge for HR professionals, right? That would be all from my side. Thank you so much. You've been a lovely audience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Now this is time to invite Dr. G.P. Rao, who is the founder and managing partner at GPR HR Consulting. He has experience of 37 years in HR, got so many awards like Outstanding Contribution Award from National HRD Network, HR Professional of the Year Award and HR Leadership Excellence Award at Singapore and Achievers Award at Colombo and New Delhi, and so many in his name. So let me invite, without wasting any time, Dr. G.P. Rao.
नमस्कार नमस्कार। हम ऐसी तो तेलुगु लोग हैं, लेकिन आधार कार्ड दिल्ली का है, तो हिम्मत कर रहे हिंदी में बात करने के लिए, लेकिन आपका अनुमति से अगर मैं ज़्यादा हिंदी बोलूं तो किसी का आपत्ति तो नहीं, क्योंकि मैडम ने बोला इंक्लूसिव कि हाँ, मैंने जो भी हम काम करते हैं हर व्यक्ति, हर ह्यूमन बीइंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में उससे सहमत होना चाहिए, तभी तो हम ग्लोबल माना जाएंगे। तो हमारा रोल था माली का कि पेड़ में पौधे में पानी डालने का। हम आने से पहले बड़ा बारिश हो गया, तो मैडम तो सब चीज़ बता दी। हम फिर पानी डालेंगे तो क्या फ़ायदा होगा? हाँ, तो हम पानी नहीं डाल के हम कुछ दूसरा ही काम करेंगे। तो ठीक है ना? हाँ, तो देखिए आफ्टरनून का समय है, तो ये 5.0 होता क्या है? 5.0 का मतलब है मार्केट्स आर डाइसी। मार्केट्स आर डाइसी, किसी को कोई मालूम नहीं है। यूरोप में बिकेगा, एशिया में बिकेगा, अमेरिका में बिकेगा, क्या होगा किसी को कुछ नहीं मालूम है। ये मार्केट्स डाइसी होगा। कस्टमर विल बी वेरी प्राइसी। वो मेरा बेटा BMW में काम करता है, रात को 11 बजे बोलता है कि इधर आके टेस्ट ड्राइव कराओ, और खरीदेगा नहीं खरीदेगा मालूम नहीं, लेकिन कस्टमर विल बिकम वेरी प्राइसी। इन्वेस्टर जो पैसा लगाता है, अपना बोर्ड में बैठता है और हर CEO को हर क्वार्टर में उसका इवेल्यूएट करके डिसाइड करता है कि मैं इन्वेस्टमेंट वहाँ रोकूँ ना रोकूँ। किसी ने बोला QS to QT एक पिक्चर होता था, कयामत से कयामत तक, बोला कि CEO का रोल भी क्वार्टर से क्वार्टर तक हो गया। हाँ, तो ये इन्वेस्टर बड़ा रूडी हो गया, एम्प्लॉई मूडी हो गया। बोला कि मैं पहले घर से काम कर रहा था, मैडम ने बोला वर्क फ्रॉम होम फैसिलिटेटर, अभी एक्सिस बैंक बोलते हैं वर्क फ्रॉम एनीवेयर। अरे आप कहाँ हो तो कम से कम बताओ, हम क्या पॉलिसी बनाएंगे। लास्ट वन है, जो लॉ जो है सिंप्लीफाई तो हो रहा है, लेकिन सिंप्लीफाई के साथ साथ लॉज हैव बिकम वेरी टफ। आप एक GST पकड़ो, हाँ मेरा GST 22 तारीख का लास्ट डेट था, 21 तारीख का लास्ट डेट था, मैं 21 तारीख को रात को 12:30 भेजा, अभी मेरे को बोलता है यू आर लेट। हाँ, मेरा खुद का बता रहा हूँ, मैंने लॉज हैव बिकम वेरी वेरी टफ। और लास्ट मेरा पॉइंट है नेचर, जो प्रकृति है, दैट हैज़ बिकम वेरी रफ। हम रिलायंस में काम कर रहे थे, कपड़ा बना रहे थे काले रंग का, सूरत का, हम मलेशिया में थे, सूरत का एक ग्राहक खरीदता था, 1 लाख छतरी बनाता था, उस साल बारिश नहीं हुआ। इमेजिन LG ने एयर कंडीशनर बना दिया, धूप ही नहीं आया। सो दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हमारा रहेगा। लेकिन ये 5.0 वाला क्या बोलते हैं थोड़ा समझते हैं। उस 5.0 के लिए किस टाइप का वर्कफोर्स की जरूरत है वो हम बनाते हैं। तो इंस्टेड ऑफ सेइंग व्हाट काइंड ऑफ वर्कफोर्स सस्टेनेबल रहेगा, कि जब 5.0 का जो चाहत है, इनका जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, निर्देश है, वो पहले समझ जाते हैं। तो ये चल रहा है। तो इंडस्ट्री 5.0 कहता है कि विजन फॉर इंडस्ट्री, जहाँ पे डेफिशिएंसी प्रोडक्टिविटी वो नहीं है मेन गोल। मेन गोल है रोल एंड कंट्रीब्यूशन ऑफ इंडस्ट्री टू सोसाइटी। ये 5.0 है। हर इंडस्ट्री का अच्छा इंडस्ट्री और अच्छा नहीं है, उसका मापदंड है वो सोसाइटी के लिए क्या किया है, ये क्या उसका अनुदान रहा, उसका क्या सहयोग रहा, ये मापदंड है 5.0 में। अब तो इसका 3 पिलर्स है, और स्पेलिंग गलत है क्योंकि मैंने नहीं बनाया। जब भी गलती होता है ना हम बोलते हैं ना मेरा स्टाफ बनाया। हाँ, तो पिलर का स्पेलिंग PILLAR होता है। 3 पिलर्स है 5.0 का। हाँ, ये मेरा कॉपी पेस्ट है, लेकिन मैं आपको समझा रहा हूँ, बट आप भी गूगल से ये 3 पिलर देख सकते हैं, लेकिन समझना जरूरी है। ये 5.0 में पहला पिलर है ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस। ह्यूमन सेंट्रिक मीन्स शिफ्ट फ्रॉम पीपल सर्विंग ऑर्गेनाइजेशन। हम लोग जिंदगी भर काम कर रहे थे ना ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के लिए, 37 साल मैंने काम किया, आप भी करोगे? नहीं, ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस हैव टू वर्क फॉर पीपल। वर्क फॉर पीपल मीन्स सिटीजन्स, वर्क फॉर पीपल मीन्स सिटीजन, वर्क फॉर पीपल मीन्स एम्प्लॉइज। ये रहेगा पहला बदलाव। दूसरा पिलर है रिजिलियंट। मैडम ने जो रिजिलियंट बोला ना, गिर के उठने का जो शक्ति है, जो कोविड में हमारा टेस्ट हो गया था, हाँ, गिर के उठने का जो शक्ति है, रिजिलियंट, एडॉप्टेबिलिटी, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी, क्रिएटिविटी, द टेन्योर जो होता है ना, ये जो चीज़ है वो सेकेंड पिलर है, एजाइल एंड रिजिलियंट विद फ्लेक्सिबल एंड एडॉप्टेबल टेक्नोलॉजी। लास्ट पिलर है, थर्ड पिलर सस्टेनेबिलिटी है। सस्टेनेबिलिटी का मतलब आज का स्थिति में यू आर डूइंग वेरी वेल और कल के लिए आप तैयार है, वो सस्टेनेबिलिटी हुआ है। इट इज नथिंग टू डू विथ भूत, हाँ, नहीं तो हमको बोलेंगे भूतपूर्व प्रधान, भूतपूर्व प्रबंधक बोल देंगे। हम आज, वर्तमान एंड भविष्य, ये दोनों टेस्ट जो पास होता है वो सस्टेनेबल है। ये 3 पिलर है। ठीक है जी, 5.0 हो गया। आगे आगे करते हैं। मैडम ने बोल दिया, मैंने बोला ना पानी, उन्होंने 17 सस्टेनेबल गोल की बोल दिया, तो फिर मैं नहीं बोलूंगा। नेक्स्ट है आत्मनिर्भर जो भारत का जो फोकस है, ये मेन टॉपिक है हमारा, उसका अंदर हम 5.0 एचआर समझ रहे हैं। उसमें जो जो शब्द यूज हो रहा है थोड़ा से दोहरा देते हैं, एक बार पुनरावृत्ति कर लेते हैं। सब पहला एक स्लोगन होता है वोकल फॉर लोकल। हाँ, जैसे मैं आई एम फ्रॉम आंध्रा सेटल्ड इन ओडिशा, हमारा ड्यूअल लॉयल्टी है, ओडिशा में बहुत काम करता हूं मैं स्किल में, तो हमने बोल रहे हैं स्किल्ड इन ओडिशा गोइंग ग्लोबल। लेकिन स्किल तो करना है ना ओडिशा में, तो लोकल वाला वोकल, ज्यादा बात कर रहे हैं लोकल के बारे में, उसका साथ साथ बोलते हैं लोकल फॉर ग्लोबल, स्किल्ड इन ओडिशा गोइंग ग्लोबल। ऐसा हर चीज का यही है कि हम जब रिलायंस में काम कर रहे थे, हमको बोला गया कि तुम इंडिया में मैन्युफैक्चर करो, पूरा दुनिया को बेचो। मैंने दुनिया को बेचो मीन्स दुनिया में बेचो, नॉट दुनिया को बेचो, दुनिया में बेचो। थर्ड वर्ड था मेक फॉर वर्ल्ड। हम जो चीज हिंदुस्तान में वट एवर प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज अब बनाएंगे, पूरा दुनिया हमसे ले। माने वी विल बी द प्रोड्यूसर मैन्युफैक्चरर ऑफ प्रोडक्ट्स एंड सर्विसेज फॉर द होल वर्ल्ड। ये है सस्टेनेबिलिटी, हमने आत्मनिर्भर जब बोलते हैं। एंड फ्रॉम ब्रेन ड्रेन टू ब्रेन गेन, तो हमारा जो अच्छा जो ब्रेन जो चले गया, बोलते हैं ना, अरे हम लोग बहुत खुश होते हैं यूएस में 12 सीईओ इंडियन है, हाँ फलाना जगह में 20 सीईओ से, अरे क्यों इतना खुश होता है? हमारा आदमी वहां चला गया, उसमें खुशी क्या हो रहा है यार? दैट मीन्स हमारा ब्रेन ड्रेन हो गया। ब्रेन गेन वो सब हिंदुस्तान में आ जाए, यहां पे बैठ के प्रोडक्ट एंड सर्विसेज बनाए, पूरा दुनिया हमसे खरीदे, वो हमारा ये आत्मनिर्भर है, वो आत्मनिर्भर भारत है। मैं सब एचआर का लैंग्वेज में बात कर रहा हूं, वो लोग सबको लेके आना है। लास्ट वन इज बी ह्यूमन रिसोर्स कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। हम बोलते हैं इंटेलेक्चुअल कैपिटल ऑफ द, फाइनेंशियल कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। अरे भाई, हमारा स्ट्रेंथ है ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेस। हमने बोला ना हमारा स्ट्रेंथ है यंगस्टर यूथ, वी शुड बी कॉल्ड द ह्यूमन रिसोर्स कैपिटल ऑफ द वर्ल्ड। टैलेंट ऑफ द वर्ल्ड, पूरा दुनिया अगर टैलेंट ढूंढता है वो हिंदुस्तान में आके ले जाए, वेदर इट इज managerial competency, whether it is a blue collar competency or a white collar competency, any competency, वो हिंदुस्तान में आ जाए, because we will be the human resource capital of the world. That is our strength. Done. हम आगे बढ़ते हैं। ये आत्मनिर्भर भारत में ये 5.0 जो हमने बोला है ना, उसमें किस टाइप का ट्रेड्स लगता है, किस टाइप का गुण लगेगा, मैंने किस टाइप का कॉम्पिटेंसीज लगता है एचआर में। जो लोग एचआर का मतलब ऐसा नहीं कि जो एचआर मैनेजर बनेगा, जिसने जहां पे भी है, जहां उनका पीपल का साथ रिलेशन है, वेदर इट्स ए मार्केटिंग, वेदर इट्स R&D और सप्लाई चेन, और ए टीचर और ए प्रोफेसर और ए एनजीओ, एनीबडी, गवर्नमेंट, एनीबडी वेयर यू आर डीलिंग विद पीपल, दैट इज एचआर। यू आर डीलिंग विद पीपल। वो जो डीलिंग विद पीपल का लिए क्या क्षमता चाहिए, थोड़ा सा एक बार समझ जाते हैं। पहला क्षमता है यू शुड बी एम्बिशियस। लगना है ना हमको, हम पूरा दुनिया को चलाएंगे, वी विल रूल द वर्ल्ड, we will supply talent to the world, we will give product and services to the world। ये एक एम्बिशन चाहिए हम लोग सबका, बड़ा बड़ा विजन, बड़ा एम्बिशन। नंबर 2 चाहिए, we should be trained। when you say trained, it is not getting skilled, upskilled। हाँ, sometimes no, learning, unlearning, relearning, uplearning, 4 चीज है, तभी तो हम बोलते हैं हम ट्रेंड है, सक्षम हुआ है। हाँ, दैट इज द सेकेंड वन। थर्ड वन इज वी शुड बी मोटिवेटेड। देखिए हादसा तो होता है, हमने बहुत तूफान देखा है, हुडहुड तूफान भी देखा है। तो ये जो तूफान जब आता है ना, आप देखो वो 2 से 3 मिनट से ज्यादा नहीं रहता है। उस टाइम में आपको खड़े होना है, खंबा पकड़ के, पेड़ पकड़ के, किसी को कंधे पकड़ के खड़े होना है। अगर वो क्षमता आपका है ना, वो तो चले जाएगा। वो मोटिवेशन होना चाहिए, सेल्फ मोटिवेशन, अचीवमेंट मोटिवेशन। हमेशा आपको रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिलेगा, हमेशा रिवॉर्ड नहीं मिलेगा, आपको आंतरिक मोटिवेशन होना चाहिए, मैंने कुछ किया है जिंदगी में, वो मोटिवेशन लगेगा। हम किसके लिए बात कर रहे हैं? 5.0 दुनिया चलाना हम लोग को यहां बैठ के। नेक्स्ट वन, यू शुड बी एजाइल। एजाइल का मतलब है आपको होता फुर्ती, बोलते हैं ना, फुर्ती जो होता है ना, दैट इज एजिलिटी। हाँ, आप 70 साल, बहुत सारे आप देखा होगा, सीनियर लोग, बुजुर्ग लोग आते हैं, सी देयर फिजिकल कंडीशन, सी देयर मेंटल कंडीशन, सी देयर रिफ्लेक्सेस, इट इज ऑल कॉल्ड आउट एजिलिटी। ये सब कहां से आता है? हेल्थ से आता है। हेल्थ कहां से आता है? हैप्पीनेस से आता है। अब ताजुब होता है, हैप्पीनेस से कैसे हेल्थ होता है? आप खुश रहो, आपका हेल्थ ऐसे अच्छा हो जाएगा। जैसे हेल्थ अच्छा होगा आप एजिलिटी भी अच्छा होगा. वी शुड बी ए हैप्पी नेशन हियर. नेक्स्ट वन इज निम्बल. निम्बल का मतलब फुर्ती. आप देखो छोटे बच्चे को पूछो आपके पास 4 उंगली है, चारों उंगली को जोड़ कर दिखाओ, वो दिखा देगा फटाफट. हम नहीं दिखा पाते क्योंकि हमारा क्या होगा, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी खत्म हो गया, रिजिड हो गया. आप कोशिश करो चारों उंगली जोड़ कर दिखाओ, कोशिश करो, नहीं कर पाते चारों उंगली. छोटे बच्चे को पूछो कर देता. दैट इज कॉल्ड निम्बलनेस. फास्ट, वेरी फास्ट दे डू वेरी डिफिकल्ट थिंग्स. नेक्स्ट वन इज इंडस्ट्रियस. थोड़ा से मेहनत करना पड़ेगा. आई एम नॉट सपोर्टिंग व्हाट नारायण मूर्ति सेड की 70 घंटा काम करना जरूरत नहीं है, लेकिन जितना काम करोगे मेहनत लगा के करेंगे, डिफोकस होके नहीं करेंगे. हम लोग यहां वहां से डाइग्रेस नहीं होंगे. जितना 8 घंटा काम करें पूरा 8 घंटा लगा देंगे. ये वाला काम है. दैट्स व्हाट आई मेंट बाय इंडस्ट्रियस. आई नेवर सेड 12 घंटा 14 घंटा 16 घंटा. इंडस्ट्री मतलब हमारा 6 घंटा 8 घंटा हम पूरा तन मन लगा के काम कर लेंगे. दैट इज इंडस्ट्रियस. नेक्स्ट इज रिलायबल. अरे हमारा स्ट्रेंथ है, पूरा दुनिया आए हिंदुस्तान का टैलेंट क्यों लेके आएंगे? बिकॉज यहां पे धर्मा बेस्ड कर्मा सिखाते, और कोई कंट्री में धर्मा बेस्ड कर्मा नहीं सिखाते. वी टीच पीपल ऑफ इंटेग्रिटी, रिलायबिलिटी, ट्रस्ट, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, कोलैबोरेशन. ये हमारा बचपन से सिखाते हैं, स्कूल में सिखाते, कॉलेज में सिखाते, संस्था में सिखाते, समाज में सिखाते. ये हमारा स्ट्रेंथ है. रिलायबल, भरोसा है. हिंदुस्तानी का एक किसी को बुला लो, भरोसा कर सकते हैं उसके ऊपर, उसको कुछ भी काम करो करके दिखाएगा. वो रिलायबिलिटी हमारा कंटिन्यू करना है. दैट इज वन ऑफ आवर स्ट्रेंथ. नेक्स्ट वन इज बैलेंस्ड. यू विल बी एबल टू बैलेंस ऑल द टाइम. प्रोडक्शन वर्सेस कल्चर, प्रोडक्टिविटी वर्सेस पैशन, बिजनेस वर्सेस कंपैशन. ये तो चलते रहेगा. इवन कर्मा वर्सेस धर्मा. बोलते कर्मा करेंगे धर्मा नहीं चल सकते, धर्मा करेंगे तो कर्मा नहीं. हम दोनों करेंगे जी, धर्मा बेस्ड कर्मा करेंगे. धर्मा का मतलब कोई रिलीजन नहीं है. यही चीज है ट्रूथफुलनेस, ट्रांसपेरेंसी, रिलायबिलिटी, कोलैबोरेशन, बिलीफ. यही तो करेंगे, संवाद करेंगे. अगर कहीं प्रॉब्लम, बात बिगड़ते तो बात करेंगे, बात करेंगे बात बनेगा, बात नहीं बनेंगे बातें बनेगा. हम बात करेंगे, संवाद करेंगे. दिस इज आवर स्ट्रेंथ. व्हेन आई सेड धर्मा, दैट इज धर्मा. नेक्स्ट वन इज हार्मोनियस. हम मिलजुल के काम करते हैं. वसुधैव कुटुंबकम हमारा स्ट्रेंथ है. हमको कोई दूसरे से सीखने की जरूरत नहीं. हाउ टू लिव टुगेदर. हम लोग जॉइंट फैमिली में बड़े हुए हैं, गांव में बड़े हुए हैं. आई एम फ्रॉम ए स्मॉल विलेज. हमारा गांव में शादी होता है किसी को, पूरा गांव अपना परिवार उनका रिश्तेदार को बुला सकते हैं. दैट इज हाउ वी सेलिब्रेट आवर मैरिजेस. ये हमको किसी को सीखने की जरूरत नहीं. बट व्हेन मैडम सेड inclusiveness, it is not male and female alone. It is cultural, it is qualification, it is state, it is so much. Today somebody told me inclusion means machines and people living together. टाइम वाइज मेरा 5 मिनट अभी है मेरा हिसाब से, ठीक है ना? 5 मिनट. इतना बढ़िया जो होता है. अभी किसी ने एक बढ़िया सी इन्वेंशन बनाया, एरोप्लेन बना रहे. एरोप्लेन में कोई क्रू नहीं है. एरोप्लेन में कोई क्रू नहीं है. आपके पास एक कोड जाता है, कोड दिखाओ दरवाजा खुलता है. आपने देखा अभी डिजिटल, आपने देखा डीजी यात्रा. अभी मैं जाता हूं डीजी यात्रा, मैं खड़ा होता हूं, मेरा चेहरा दिखता है, गेट खुल जाता. आई हैव सीन इट. तो ये वाला तो आप जो एरोप्लेन में भी चले गए, आपको चाय लगाया तो बटन दबाओ, हाँ आपको कितना बजे होना है मैसेज आएगा. एवरीथिंग ऑटोमेटेड. कोई आदमी नहीं है. ये प्लेन बन गया तो बोला कि पायलट है क्या? बोला पायलट भी नहीं है. बोला पायलट नहीं है, प्लेन कैसे चलेगा? सब सेंट्रल मॉनिटर होगा. दिस इज द विकास. हमारा एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी है, एडवांस टेक्नोलॉजी. तो एक स्टोरी है, आज बाजू वाला पूछता है आर यू श्योर कोई नहीं है, पक्का कोई नहीं है, लेकिन उसको डाउट है, जाएगा वो वॉशरूम तक जाके झांक के देखता है, अंदर कोई नहीं. हाँ मैं देख के आया कोई नहीं है. फिर हो गया, बैठ गया, फिर चलेगा. उसको सचमुच बाथरूम जाना था 1.5 घंटे के बाद. पहले बार तो ऐसी झूठ मूठ का गया था. सचमुच जब झूठ गया वहां देखा तो वहां कुत्ता बैठा हुआ. बोला यार आपने बोला कोई क्रू नहीं है, कहां से कुत्ता आ गया? बोला कुत्ता का काम क्या मालूम है? तुम्हारा जैसा आदमी अंदर जाके विल नॉट फिडल दैट स्विचेस. तू अगर स्विच में इधर उधर कर देगा यहां तो क्रैश हो जाएगा. उसको बचाने के लिए कुत्ता रखा है. सीधी इंक्लूजन. हमको एक कुत्ता रखना पड़ेगा. बोला ठीक है समझ में आ गया. बोला उतरते समय देखा कुत्ता का साथ एक आदमी खड़ा है. ए तू झूठ बोला. बोला कि वो क्रू नहीं है. बोले कौन है? कुत्ता का असिस्टेंट है. हाँ कुत्ता को ये स्विच विच ये क्यूआर कोड दिया नहीं. कुत्ता को बिस्किट कौन देगा, किसको दूध? ये सब हंसी मजाक में लगता है कि दिस काइंड मैन पावर प्लानिंग कर रहे हैं हम लोग. रोबो कितना चाहिए, मैन पावर चाहिए, क्या नंबर बन रहे भाई? कविराज जी लोग बोल रहे मेरे को 10,000 आदमी दे दो, 200 रोबो दे दो. हमें मैन पावर प्लानिंग ऐसा हो रहा है. ये 200 रोबो में 2 रिपेयर हो जाएगा, रिप्लेस, बात ऐसा कर रहे हैं। दिस इज द काइंड ऑफ इंक्लूजन वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट। व्हेन आई एम सेइंग जोक लगता है, बट देन उसका पीछे इस टाइप का एयरक्राफ्ट बनाने के लिए कैसा साइंस चाहिए, टेक्नोलॉजी चाहिए, उसका पीछे कितना लोग काम कर रहे हैं। आप एक छोटा सा आप देखोगे हीरो मोटोकॉर्प जैसे कंपनी में मोटरसाइकिल बनाने के लिए वो R&D में 1150 लोग काम करते हैं। इट्स नॉट दैट ईजी, पीछे बहुत लोग काम करते हैं, उनके लिए काम है। आपने वर्ल्ड इकोनॉमिक फोरम में बोला है कि 85 मिलियन जॉब्स विल बी गेट लॉस्ट बिकॉज ऑफ रिडंडेंसी। उन्हीं लोग बोलते हैं 97 मिलियन न्यू जॉब्स विल बी क्रिएटेड। ये बढ़िया चीज़ है, ये दुनिया, ये बढ़िया चीज़। 85 मिलियन जॉब्स विल गेट रिडंडेंट, 97 जॉब्स विल गेट क्रिएटेड। यही होता है, दिस इज द न्यू थिंग विल हैपन। एंड अभी कहाँ था है हमारा पास, एम्बिशियस हो गया, ट्रेंड हो गया, मोटिवेटेड हो गया, एजाइल हो गया, निम्बल हो गया, इंडस्ट्रीज हो गया, रिलायबल और बैलेंस हो गया, हार्मोनियम हो गया, एसेप्टिव है। एसेप्टिव का मतलब है एबिलिटी टू से नो व्हेन यू वांट टू से नो। इट इज नॉट डिसरेस्पेक्ट, यू आर कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल टू से नो, दैट इज कॉल्ड एसेप्टिवनेस। मैंने आपको जो बताना है आप बता सकते हैं, टाइमली बता सकते हैं, दैट कैलिबर होना चाहिए। एंड लास्ट इज रिजिलियंट। तो ये पूरा पढ़ोगे देखोगे आत्मनिर्भर बन गया। ATMANIRBHAR किसी ने बनाया, अच्छा बनाया ना, एक स्पेलिंग मिस्टेक किया लेकिन अच्छा स्लाइड बनाया। आत्मनिर्भर का फुल फॉर्म है, पूरा HR ट्रेड्स बना दिया। और लास्ट स्लाइड है डेवलपिंग HR में, ये लास्ट स्लाइड है हमारा। क्या क्या होगा, ह्यूमन एंड मशीन कोलैबोरेशन होगा, ये जानना पड़ेगा HR वाला को। ह्यूमन एंड मशीन का कोलैबोरेशन होगा। दूसरा क्या होगा, टेलर्ड एम्प्लॉय एक्सपीरियंस। हाँ, आपको किसी को गाड़ी से खुश होता है, किसी को पैसा से खुश होता है। मानेसर में चले जाओ, वर्कर से बात करो, वो बोलता है सर आम कैसे खुश होता है आपको कैसे मालूम? बोला पैसा से। नहीं सर, नहीं बोला वो। फिर हम जाके रिसर्च किया, पता चला, मानेसर की कहानी में बता रहा हूं, पता चला कि वो बोलता है साहब 3 चीज याद रखो, ताली, थैली मतलब पैसा, एंड थाली। हमारा साथ खाना खा लो हम खुश रहेंगे, हमको पैसा दे दो हम खुश रहेंगे, हमारे लिए ताली बजाओ खुश रहेंगे। ये तीनों मिलाकर 100 होगा, कहीं 60 20 20 30 30 40। वो परखना है मैनेजर को। आई एम जस्ट गिविंग एन एग्जाम्पल, ये परखना एग्जाम्पल। व्हाट विल मोटिवेट यू, आई मस्ट अंडरस्टैंड, दैट इज 5.0 HR। ईच पर्सन विल बी डिफरेंट, कस्टमाइज, स्पेशलाइज्ड, पर्सनलाइज्ड पैकेजेस बनेगा, वेदर इट इज सैलरी, फैसिलिटी, टाइमिंग, वर्किंग आवर्स, एवरीथिंग विल बी personalized. And next one is continuous learning and adaptability. हमने जो सीखा है कुछ नहीं है, it is पहले होता था ना I know it all, no I should learn it all. Know it all नहीं, learn it all. Every day you should learn, you should ever learn. Next is inclusive innovation. Every day people will be, अरे inclusion का innovation का मतलब you should be able, should be happy to break the rules and experiment. HPCL जैसे कंपनी हिंदुस्तान पेट्रोलियम कॉर्पोरेशन में, अरे उनका एक ट्रॉफी चलता है, हिंदुस्तान HPCL अपराजित 52 एंट्रीज लिया था लास्ट ईयर। जहां जो लोग फेल किया है वो प्रेजेंट करेगा। हमने एक्सपेरिमेंट किया, इसमें फेल होगा, इससे चीज सीखा, बेस्ट जो सीखा उसको अवार्ड मिलता है। दैट मीन्स इन द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में कैसा लर्निंग होता है, देखिए इनोवेशन कैसा होता है, क्रिएटिविटी कैसा होता है। यू फेल, यू एक्सपेरिमेंट, कंपनी आपको उनको प्रस्ताव दे रहा है, बढ़ावा दे रहा है। देन एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू टेक्नोलॉजी, टेक्नोलॉजी से डरिए मत, टेक्नोलॉजी यूज इट, टेक्नोलॉजी इज अ स्लेव, यू आर द मास्टर। आप टेक्नोलॉजी को कैसा यूज करना है आप डिसाइड करोगे। ऐसा आदमी बनाओ जो कि टेक्नोलॉजी को सदुपयोग करे, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी लेके आए, रूटीन काम उससे काम करा दो, स्ट्रैटेजी हम करें, कल्चर हम काम करें, वार्तालाप हम करें, संवाद हम करें, लगन हम करें, कनेक्शन हम करेंगे, तभी हमारा जो नियत है, हमारा जो डिजायर है, जो इच्छा है कि भाई हम पूरा दुनिया का HR कैपिटल बनेंगे, हो सकता है उसके लिए आपको इस टाइप का नियत रखना पड़ेगा, उस टाइप का निष्ठा रखना पड़ेगा, उस टाइप का नियम पालन करेगा, तभी तो हम आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाएंगे, एंड 5.0 के लिए HR बनाएंगे। तो मेरा 14 मिनट खत्म हो गया, 1 मिनट बचा है। थैंक यू सो मच।
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Shri Manas Kaviraj ji kindly come on the podium, Senior Executive Director HRM NBCC India Limited. He won the prestigious title Topmost HR Leaders India at the World HRD Congress held at Mumbai. He has 29 years of experience, industry's experience in the entire government of HRM functions like industrial relations, administration, people management, recruitment. Joined the company as executive director in HRM in 2019. Please welcome Shri Manas Kaviraj.
I think students, you are enjoying after this post-lunch, or I can find anyone leaving. So the topic is very interesting, that Atmanirbhar Bharat and the role of HR leaders in that in this particular theme, Atmanirbhar Bharat. You know, in last few years, our Honorable Prime Minister of India has coined so many initiatives and so many terms, and those have become now a movement. First he initiated that Swachh Bharat mission, and now it has become a movement. इसके पहले हम लोग को पता नहीं चलता था कि कैसे देश को सफाई करना है, अपने आप को सफाई रखना है, आसपास को सफाई रखना है, परिवेश को सफाई रखना है, and now that has become a movement, Swachh Bharat mission. Similarly, the Honorable Prime Minister envisaged about this Atmanirbhar Bharat, this Make in India, Digital India. And you can see the biggest example that now even the foreigners, we have seen in this recently concluded G20 event, that they were paying through Paytms online. And this is a indigenous app developed by our own countrymen. So this is one of the biggest example of Atmanirbhar Bharat. So now India is becoming self-reliant, and the economy, we are promoting the economy of all the sectors across, and that is the goal of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliant India. And the especially I am just talking about the role of HR of private sectors as well as PSUs in this very innovative theme, which will boost our country's economy as well as the development of the organization. How? See, HR leaders, they have to play a vital role, pivotal role in developing the organization. That is, first you start with the talent management. You have to acquire good talent, you have to nurture them, and you have to place them right person in right place. That is the basics of HR. It is very easy to say कि एक ये सही जगह आदमी को place कर दो, but how it is difficult we have faced during the COVID time. We are a construction industry, as you know. NBCC is developing so many large projects all over India, outside India too. During the COVID time, now I think more than 3 years ago, and in 2022 and 21 also, we have faced a terrible time in retaining the skilled laborers. Particularly these laborers are migrant laborers, and basically the industry is dependent on them. The construction industry is dependent on these laborers. So we had to run from post to pillar to retain them, to call them for work. We have to maintain the labor camps. We have to arrange so many items for them, their fooding, their clothing, everything, and that was a terrible time. And in the office also, you see, whenever somebody is out of their comfort zone, you will find a lot of challenges. And during COVID it happened. Suddenly after the lockdown, the industry was almost jeopardized, and we tried to implement all the HR policies through online systems. And at that time we learned that even in public sectors also, we should work at par with multinationals. And that's why we are standing here in Delhi and NCR. You can see large number of projects are executed by us, and all over India also. So that's why we are talking about agile workforce, and this is the best example. Recently you have seen that Bharat Mandapam, this IECC G20 event, wherein this G20 event was organized. This was constructed by NBCC with the help of other construction conglomerates, and we have made this beautiful iconic building, which is even now given example in the whole world. Even it is better than Sydney Opera House. It has a capacity of 7,000 seating capacity, and it was inaugurated by Honorable Prime Minister, and the rest is history now. So this is the best example of Atmanirbhar Bharat. you see how the local economy grown, how the local economy has developed, local economy. Because of this, all small industries, very MSMEs, they were given huge jobs in constructing that Bharat Mandapam. Similarly, in many construction sites of our company, very small, we are promoting vocal for local. Local vendors are engaged in supplying these items, construction items. You know, there are a large number of construction items are there, and this has been promoted by NBCC since long. So we are also promoting vocal for local. So in this way, the company is helping the self-reliant economy. Now coming to the role of HR leaders, particularly, as I gave you the example of COVID, you know, in the last 3-4 years, we have faced so many challenges. We even at that time, prior to 3-4 years, we were just working like traditional HR. We were working, taking care of only talent management, recruitment, training, etc. But after that, after this COVID period, the things were changed, even in PSUs like us and in other PSUs also. Now the HR has become strategic. Now it is HRBP, Human Resource Business Partner. Even we are now, as a HR leaders or as a HR professionals, we are advising management. We are advising our company's leadership that how we will procure business for our company. Even I can cite you the example of our HR department there. We have giving lead to our company top leaders that sir, there is opening in steel sector where we can construct the steel plants and in their redevelopment category, and we have bagged few works from Steel Authority of India Limited. So this is because of the HR leadership has played the pivotal role. So this is the best example of strategic business partner, HR as a strategic business partner. Since HR has to think with the business of the company, otherwise HR cannot grow. HR has to think with the business. It must be. Prior to my predecessors, Rao Sahab, ma'am, they have beautifully explained the self-reliant HR, resilient HR. What is resilient HR? I am just giving you certain examples that how the challenging situations an HR person can adapt to perform his or her duties. Suppose you have to be multi-skilled. Suppose you have a lot of engineering workforce, and the engineering workforce they are all technological giants, but they are not understanding the basics of other management functions. So you need to engage them. So that is employee engagement. You need to engage them for a continuous training. So the practically training process you have to impart. So that is one of your priority skill area. That should be one of your priority skill area, to impart continuous training to your technical workforce, so that they will be engaged and they will be producing more for the company. Now the other parts are that they should understand the strategic decisions of the management. So the diversity and the inclusion, what madam was referring, and how beautifully Rao Sahab has explained, that we need to include all. We need to make the workforce more agile, and we need to include all the people. They should feel that they are working for the company. So here comes the word ownership. You should feel for the company that company is like your home. We are talking about so much things that work from home, or say other parts. You can work from other parts. But if you take the ownership that wherever you are working for the organization and you are loyal to the company, so the company will automatically grow. Company will never be fail. And these things now, sir, we are maintaining in our company since last few years, that company should grow. Companies and the role of HR should be more pivotal to make this company growing. And in the last 5-10 years in our company, we have set the example that what HR can do for the they can earn the trust of the employees. As you know, few of my colleagues are there, they know the Great Place to Work. It is a Great Place to Work survey by the Institute of, Great Place to Work. They have conducted a survey in NVCC consecutively for the 3 years, and we have earned the trust of the employees. We have crossed their benchmark. So the employees know that this department is there and they are taking care of us. The best example is that we are awarding the elevation, that is the promotion to the employees every year on 1st October without fail. Without fail means without fail. That even it is on Sundays, even it is on holidays, we are awarding them the promotion. So we have earned this trust that this department is taking care of us, and they will do the promotion for us. So this is the best practice we are following since last 10-11 years. Then some other example I am just giving you, that this GEM, Government E-Marketplace. Now HR is playing a very good role in this Government E-Marketplace. As you know, 6-7 years back, people were even not knowing about GEM, anything like that. At that time, the sale of the items were through some other platform. Now we are procuring every item mandatorily through GEM, and that is as per the direction of Government of India. So you have to align with the Government of India schemes, with in letter and spirit, so that this self-reliant economy, this Make in India movement, and this role of HR leaders, that will play, that will grow simultaneously. So this Make in India movement, and we have to play a lot of role in promoting this Make in India movement to make the organization as well as the society and the whole country self-reliant. I think I will not take much of your time, because my predecessor have already spoken a lot about these HR issues, that what are the HR trainings, what are the other issues that is involved in the whole this episode. So I am just resting my speech here. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Now I would like to request Shri Sanjay Arora, who is the former Director of Operations on board of Talcher Fertilizers Limited, seasoned professional with 38 years of rich experience in the fields of logistics, HRD, CSR and marketing in RCFL, that is under Ministry of Chemicals and Fertilizers. Having traveled in India and abroad, transformed as confident speaker and quiz master. Let me welcome Shri Sanjay Arora.
Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, I repeat again. Respected dignitaries on the dais, off the dais, and my future HR professionals of the corporate sector. सबको सादर नमस्कार. आवाज नहीं आई इसलिए मैं कहता हूं लंच के बाद है. सबको सादर नमस्कार. लंच के बाद की एक थोड़ी एक हो जाता है. नेवरदलेस हॉल जब पहले था, लंच के पहले हॉल भरा था, अब लंच के बाद हॉल भी आधा खाली है. कुछ लोगों को नींद आ गई होगी, कोई बात नहीं. एनीवे, इसके पहले मैं ज़्यादा कुछ करूं, मेरे पास स्लिप आ गई है, लक्ष्मण रेखा. ये टॉपिक ऐसा है, अगर इस पर मैं बोलने लगूं तो शायद 10 से 2 लंच तक तो मैं बोल सकता हूं. और खाली बोलना ही नहीं होता है, ये जो पिछले 38 साल के भारत सरकार के PSU के जो अनुभव रहे हैं, वो हम काफ़ी आप यंगस्टर्स के साथ शेयर करते हैं. Nevertheless, thank you IIHR for giving me an opportunity to share. पंजाबी च कहंदे ने, सिख ने जिस दिन सिख लिता कि उसने सिख लिता, उस दिन सिख सुख गया. अर्थात सिख ने जिस दिन सीख लिया कि मैंने सब कुछ सीख लिया, वो सूख गया. तो आई थैंक IIHR फॉर इन्वाइटिंग मी, नॉट फॉर मी टू डिलीवर बट फॉर मी टू लर्न. भले ही मैंने 100-125 प्रेजेंटेशन पिछले 5-10 साल में दे दिए भारतवर्ष में, कुछ अब्रॉड में भी, बट हर इवेंट एक वनडे मैच होता है. हम भले ही 10 मैचेस जीते हों, ओवर कॉन्फिडेंस में नहीं, 11वां मैच गड़बड़ हो सकता है. सो दिस इज फॉर मी टू लर्न साथियों, बचपन से हम सब ने एक गीत बड़ा सुना है, मुझे दिल को बड़ा भाता है। गीत को शब्दों में बोलूंगा तो नहीं, पंक्ति जरूर धारण करूंगा। जिस डाल डाल पे सोने की चिड़िया करती है बसेरा, वो भारत देश है मेरा। जय भारती जय भारती। ये वो देश, ज्ञान का सागर, ये देश जहां नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, रिच ऑफ नेचुरल रिसोर्सेज, इट्स रिच ऑफ कैपिटल रिसोर्सेज, एंड व्हाट आवर प्रोड्यूसर स्पीकर्स हैव सेड, रिच ऑफ ह्यूमन रिसोर्सेज. And if we do not channelize the whole resources, it goes as a waste. मैं तो विदेश घूम आया और वो वक्तव्य मुझे जो स्मरण किया, आप सीनियर से हमने सीखा, सीता जैसी नारी नहीं, करण जैसा दानी नहीं, भारत जैसा देश नहीं। ये हकीकत है। हम घर में बैठते हैं तो वो महत्ता नहीं होती है, बट हम बाहर जाके देखते हैं तो बताते हैं कि हकीकत में हम फील करते हैं, वी फील प्राउड, यस कंट्री, यस वी आर प्राउड ऑफ इट। किसी भी देश को आगे ले जाने के लिए उसकी इकोनॉमी निर्भर करती है, और इकोनॉमी के लिए दो मुख्य फोर्सेस होते हैं। एक सरकार जो कि प्रोजेक्ट्स लाती है, और उस प्रोजेक्ट्स को इंप्लीमेंट करने के लिए वो हम और आप जनता जिसको करते हैं। we were successful and we are successful and we shall be successful for Swachh Bharat Abhiyan. We are successful for digital transactions. We have heard that विश्व में जितने भी डिजिटल ट्रांजैक्शंस होते हैं 46% वो भारत में होता है। It's a matter of pride. इट्स अ मैटर ऑफ प्राइड। हम कहें कि हम सब कुछ कर सकते हैं, हम ये करेंगे वो करेंगे, आत्मनिर्भर भारत की ओर चलेंगे, बट मुझे अपने आप को मनन करना पड़ता है कि आत्मनिर्भर भारत के लिए सबसे पहले मुझे आत्मनिर्भर भारतीय बनना यह अति आवश्यक है। यह मैं अपने जीवन में ला पाऊं कि मैं कुछ इस अपने लिए, अपने राष्ट्र के लिए, द नेशन फर्स्ट, द नेशन फर्स्ट। नेशन है तो मैं हूं, ये भारत है तो मैं हूं, नहीं तो मुझे कोई नहीं पूछेगा। और समराइज करता हूं अपना पहले इंट्रोडक्शन का, मुझे अपने आप को जीवन में लाना कि मैं सौभाग्यशाली रहा हूं, और वो पंक्ति दोहराना चाहूंगा अपने आप को कि ये जीवन किसी काम में आया तो वो काम आया है। ये देश के लिए ये प्राण, ये देश के लिए जीवन, ये प्रेस के लिए सब कुछ अर्पण है। बड़ी बात ना करके मैं कॉन्साइज करना चाहूंगा क्योंकि सीमा लक्ष्य में हाथ में है। एचआर बेसिकली पहले हम समझते थे वी वर मूविंग ऑन T1 मॉड्यूल, जस्ट ट्रेनिंग बाद में आई, पहले टैक्टिक्स आई, द रिक्रूटमेंट, द रिकॉर्ड्स, द रिटायरमेंट, दैट इज द T1 मॉड्यूल। देन केम द T2 मॉड्यूल। जब ये टैक्टिक्स सब इंप्लीमेंट हो गया तो फिर देखा हमारा मनोबल भी ना गिरे, हम सबको ट्रेनिंग भी दी, दैट केम द T2 मॉड्यूल। समय बदलता गया, वॉल्यूम बढ़ता गया, काम बढ़ता गया, अपेक्षाएं बढ़ती गई। वी ग्रेजुअली मूव टू T3 मॉड्यूल, दैट इज द टैक्टिक्स, दैट इज द ट्रेनिंग, एंड दैट इज नाउ द टेक्नोलॉजी। इन तीन को रह के हम सबके समावेश करना, और ये भले आजकल देख रहे हैं कि साहब हम अन्य गतिविधि के साथ आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हमारे पास में आ गया है। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस हैज कम टू स्टे, बट दैट डज नॉट मीन द रोल ऑफ द फ्यूचर जनरल मैनेजर्स ऑफ HR, इनका रोल कम है, नहीं। प्लीज कंप्लीट। आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस आने के बाद भी एचआर की महत्ता उतनी ही है, और ज्यादा बड़ी बात ना करके केवल छोटी सी बात में हाउ आई शुड ले द एम्फोसिस इज वन, द आर्टिफिशियल इंटेलिजेंस, वो यंत्र जो होता है एलेक्सा मुझे गीत सुनाओ गाइड फिल्म के, वो गाइड फिल्म के गीत सुना देगा। एलेक्सा मुझे कोरा कागज के सुनाओ, वो सुना देगा, चुप हो जाएगा। बट दैट डजंट मीन कि आगे उसका काम नहीं। एचआर का काम तो वो ऐड आती है, हम सब टीवी में देखते हैं आजकल, वर्ल्ड कप में बहुत ज्यादा ही दिखा दिया था, लक्स कोजी बॉयज, वीरू आते हैं और बताते हैं यस बॉयज आर यू रेडी, किसी ने हमारी यूनिफॉर्म चोरी कर ली। वो कहता है यूनिफॉर्म चोरी करी है, कोई बात नहीं, हमारा कॉन्फिडेंस चोरी नहीं किया, चलो मैदान में डटते हैं, एंड दे स्कोर द मैच। दैट इज द रोल ऑफ द मेन एचआर। वो जो ह्यूमन कर सकता है वो एलेक्सा नहीं कर सकता। Coming to my corporate owned structure, in my last organization, the one lesson which I have learned, it was a joint venture between company A, B, C. We all were from different organizations, we are different culture. We did not have the HR policy, we did not have the delegation of power, we did not have the CNP policy, we did not have the HR man at site. करें तो क्या करें? Everything came upon we the directors. आगे बढ़ाना है. Then whatever resources were available, the human resources were available, we asked them, तुम कहाँ से लाओ? कोल इंडिया से लाओ, गैस अथॉरिटी से लाओ, आरसीएफ से लाओ, पावर ग्रिड से लाओ, मंथन करो, कुछ अपना निकालो। निकाला और हम सक्सेसफुल रहे। बट अब वो करने के बाद एक चिराग मिला। हम बहुत सुनते हैं आजकल एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। द ऑर्गेनाइजेशन हैज टू नाउ थिंक ऑफ दैट एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप। एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप तो मैं 10 से 5 अगर मैं किसी कार्यालय में हूं तो उसके बाद करता हूं। क्यों? और अक्सर मैं देखता हूं जितने अच्छे अच्छे कैंडिडेट्स आते हैं वो अट्रिशन रेट हाई हो जाता है। फ्रॉम एंटरप्रेन्योरशिप लेट मी नाउ फोकस टू इंट्राप्रेन्योरशिप। मैं अपने एम्प्लॉयज जिनको मैं स्क्रीनिंग करके सिलेक्ट करता हूं, मैं उनको मौका देता हूं, आप जो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर बाहर करेंगे ऑफिस का, कम्युनिकेशन का, अदर रिसर्च लैब्स का, मैं अपने ऑर्गेनाइजेशन में देता हूं, एंड आई स्टार्ट द सिस्टम ऑफ इंट्राप्रेन्योरशिप। Much can be spoken of it, but my Lakshman Rekha is there. The second point what I want to emphasize, we have heard of currency banks, we have heard of blood banks. Have we heard of leave banks? No. We started. एक किसी एम्प्लॉय में 1000 लोग हैं, 1000 लोग, ऑन एन एवरेज ही गेट्स 33 days EL अगर साल का हुआ. Let each and every employee contribute to that leave bank once leave. 1000 की हो गई, मेरा पास बफर हो गया 1000 का. The organization does not lose anything. The employee खुद डोनेट करता है. किस लिए डोनेट करता है? वो इसलिए डोनेट करता है कि वो, and the focus why it came over that we do not, once we enter into a job, we tend to get complacent. We never dare to do any activity which is a bit hazardous. मिशन रानीगंज हमने नेटफ्लिक्स में देखी होगी. द रेलवे मैन नेटफ्लिक्स में देखा होगा. रानीगंज ऑपरेशन सरदार जसवंत सिंह गिल. He was one man who went down the accident site to brought 74 people. भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी हुई, उसमें रेलवे मैन ने जो काम किया वो अभूतपूर्व है. आई एम नॉट हियर टू डिटेल मच, बट व्हाट द लीव बैंक सेज, अगर खुदा ना खास्ता किसी को कुछ हो जाता है काम करते हुए, तो उसकी सैलरी फिक्स रहे, तो दैट उसकी जो छुट्टी होती है वो लीव बैंक से जाती है, उसकी अपनी छुट्टी डेबिट नहीं होती है. स्किल इंडिया, every institute can start skill development institute, and learned people like all of us who are retired, who are ex-servicemen, they can contribute, And my appeal at this platform is therefore with UEGC also. उन्होंने प्रोफेसर ऑफ प्रैक्टिस का एक पोर्टल चालू किया, दैट इज दे, लेट देम क्रिएट, उसमें प्रोफेसर ऑफ प्रैक्टिस में खाली पार्टिकुलर इंस्टीट्यूट्स का है, लेट देयर बी ए डेटा बैंक, लेट इट बी देयर फॉर एवरीबॉडी. व्हाई डू वी कॉन्फाइन टू कॉलेज ABC? ये देश हमारा है, ये बच्चे हमारे हैं, सबको आगे बढ़ना है. द एक्स सर्विसमैन, पीपल हु आर गोइंग फॉर शॉर्ट सर्विस कमीशन, उनको भी देखना है. दे आर नॉट ओनली फायरिंग, दे आर एक्सपर्ट विद रिस्पेक्टिव एडिशनल फील्ड्स ऑल्सो. और अभी हम लोग बात करते हैं, हम फ्यूचर ट्रेनिंग कर रहे हैं, सबको आगे भी बढ़ा रहे हैं. और किसी भी HR व्यक्ति को एनकरेज करने के लिए, जो कि अब खाली रोल बिजनेस पार्टनर्स का साथ में होगा, one big thing which can always develop with our people us out here is the languages. More languages. আজ সেটা যে অ্যাটিটিউড চলে বাংলা মধ্যে, এই সব চলবে না, এই সব চলবে না, ওদেরকে জিজ্ঞাসা করো কি চলবে, তা কেউ বলবে না. ये नहीं चलेगा, वो नहीं चलेगा, वो नहीं चलेगा. पर क्या चलेगा कोई बोलेगा नहीं. पर उसको सॉल्व करने के लिए my version is very clear. When we are not only going restricting ourselves to state, let us learn one additional more language of the state. And why do we only restrict to the state? जब हम विदेश में अब जाना है, माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा है, द स्किल इंडिया डेवलप करके, रीस्किलिंग करके हमें और आगे जाना है. द कंट्री हैज टू बिकम द कैपिटल रिसोर्स. लेट अस लर्न वन मोर फॉरेन लैंग्वेज. और मैं ऐसे नहीं बोल रहा हूं, मां सरस्वती की देन, हिंदी इंग्लिश पंजाबी आती है, बंगाली भी आती है, तेलुगु भी आती है थोड़ी बहुत, विशाखापट्टनम रहे, फ्रेंच भी सीखी है. आई अपील टू ऑल यंगस्टर्स, प्लीज डू नॉट इग्नोर दिस एस्पेक्ट. टाइम बहुत है, बहुत कुछ करो. एंड कमिंग टू द लास्ट 2 points ऑफ माई व्यूज, वी आर sitting in a place, a very important place. And when you future HR people, please mind you, हर व्यक्ति को अधिकार है वोट देने का. इंसिडेंटली अगर स्टैटिस्टिक्स देखें सर, जहां हम यहां बैठे हैं, यहां का वोट स्टैटिस्टिक्स सबसे कम है. 56%. You can open Google. Countries voting turnout is just 67%. We expect the government to do, but the government will do when we and you and I will do. Nobody says to you vote for which party. It's a material. आपका अपना विवेक है, पर वोट देने जरूर जाए. It should be 100% वोट. और जो जनरली एक भूतनाथ 2 की पिक्चर आई थी, छुट्टी मनाने चले जाते हैं, वोट देने नहीं जाते हैं. We expect the others to do. It is we. Let the future HR be very cautious. उनकी अटेंडेंस उन्हीं को मार्क करो जब वो वोट देने जाएं. The finger mark on the tips there. And my last point I conclude, which our speakers have just said, be strict to the spirituality, and spirituality does not mean to the religion. मानव की बात करते हैं, क्लाइमेट चेंज की बात करते हैं, पानी बचाने की बात करते हैं. स्टिक टू द स्पिरिचुअलिटी, क्योंकि एक बनो, नेक बनो. और विद्वान हमारे सब कह गए हैं, कुछ भी बनो मुबारक है, पहले इंसान तो बनो. दैट इज व्हाट इज देयर. कुछ भी बनो मुबारक है, पहले इंसान तो बनो. And I conclude with those words. The experience with these senior persons who have put their life. आपका जोश, इनका होश कुछ आगे चलेगा, और जरूर आगे चलेगा. ना कि खाली मोबाइल पे. यंग लेडीज, डोंट सिट ऑन द मोबाइल्स. आपका जोश, इन एक्सपीरियंस लोगों का होश कुछ आगे लेके जाएगा. और जो माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी ने कहा था, पूरा दमखम से, दम भी हमारा होगा, कदम भी हमारे होंगे, और सारे जहां से बोलेंगे, सारे जहां से अच्छा हिंदुस्तान हमारा. जय हिंद.
Thank you so much. And now after this, I would like to request Dr. Preeti Sambalwal, HR expert and assistant professor GIBS Delhi. Please kindly come on the stage. A medico turned management professional, internationally awarded HR expert, global speaker, more than a decade of experience at NTPC Limited, passionate about public speaking, coaching, mentoring, writing, training and development, community welfare, strong presence in the areas of communication and presentation skills, trust management, work-life balance, public speaking, team building, leadership development, HR best practices, time management, motivation, and so on. Thank you so much. Please, on the dais.
5 to 7 minutes.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Another Lakshman Rekha, already defined. I think that the timer has been dipping down for each speaker now, so I'll keep it short. First of all, thank you to the organizers for letting me be here, because ये वो नाम है HR में और इंडस्ट्री में जिनको हम LinkedIn पे देखते हैं और जिनके बारे में सुनते हैं, but it is an extreme honor for me to be here today sharing the stage with them. So thanks to the organizer once again. So I'll not repeat what has been said because Tavleen ma'am stole the show. Rao sir ने जो बचा कुचा पानी था वो भी डाल दिया और Sanjay sir ने has done the magic again. So welcome and thanks. So we are sustainable, we are dynamic, we are resilient, and we are in the era of unprecedented challenges. Blah blah blah. We have been listening to it since morning, so I know that. So HR has definitely evolved beyond the conventional boundaries. We all know. आई एम श्योर यहाँ पे बहुत सारा क्राउड ऐसा है, द सीनियर पीपल आउट देयर नो कि पहले एचआर को P&A डिपार्टमेंट बोलते थे. सो P&A की फुल फॉर्म वाज नॉट पर्सनल एंड एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन, इट यूज्ड टू बी पंगा एंड अडंगा डिपार्टमेंट ऑल्सो. सो कहा जाता था कि सिर्फ पंगा अडंगा डालते हैं, लीव नहीं करते हैं, लोन नहीं करते हैं. बट नाउ थिंग्स आर ड्रास्टिकली चेंजिंग. नाउ थिंग्स आर नो मोर लाइक सिर्फ टैलेंट करना है और रिक्रूटमेंट करना है और सिर्फ ट्रेनिंग कराना है, नहीं लीव सैंक्शन करना, ये नहीं. अभी एचआर का रोल हैज स्टार्टेड बिकमिंग मोर ऑफ स्ट्रेटेजिक पार्टनर and more into making the contributions on the organization at a larger scale. So now again मुझे मिले तो 7 ही मिनट है, but I'd like to do a small activity to wake you all up. I think again half the crowd has left, but ये और एक चीज़ मैं appreciate करना चाहूँगी. Many of the previous speakers, respected speakers, have been telling youngsters. I was zapped, sir, when I saw कि ये जब ये लोग गाना शुरू हुआ जहाँ डाल पर, तो the ladies behind me were saying जय भारती जय भारती जय भारती. सो ये वो लोग हैं जिनको दोनों एराज का पता है, हमें सिर्फ हमारी एराज का पता है. सो कुडोस टू यू गर्ल्स. सो दे नो देयर स्टफ. सो हम बहुत चेंज के बारे में बात करते हैं, चेंज के बारे में बहुत बात करते हैं. तो देयर इज अ स्मॉल एक्टिविटी दैट आई विल डू विद यू ऑल. जस्ट डू दिस, स्प्रेड योर आर्म्स. ओके, yes sure ma'am. I think I am audible without this. Am I audible? Okay, we do this. Okay, I'll ask you to just clasp your hands. Now किसी का अंगूठा लेफ्ट राइट के ऊपर है, किसी का राइट लेफ्ट के ऊपर है. किसी का लेफ्ट, किसका लेफ्ट है ऊपर? लेफ्ट वाले. ओके, राइट वाले. ओके, हाँ, किसी का पैरेलल है. मैम आप प्लीज माइक ले लीजिए, आपकी आवाज रिकॉर्ड नहीं हो. ओके फाइन. वायरलेस माइक होगा सर. नो इश्यूज. I'll do this. अगर है तो ठीक है, नहीं तो इट्स ओके. सर छोड़ दीजिए. ओके, we'll do this again. What is it like now? लेफ्ट ऑन राइट, राइट ऑन लेफ्ट, सेम, कोई डिफरेंस नहीं है, कोई पैरेलल वाला? नो. सो ऐसा कहा जाता है, इफ आई कैन. थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू सो मच. ओके, सो ऐसा कहा जाता है कि जिनका लेफ्ट राइट के ऊपर है वो इंटेलिजेंट है, जिनका राइट हम लेफ्ट के ऊपर है वो क्रिएटिव है. सो लेफ्ट क्रिएटिव वाले बहुत सारे हैं, इंटेलिजेंट वाले बहुत सारे हैं. बट अगर आपको दोनों बनना है तो क्या करना पड़ेगा? पैरेलल वाला में रोमांटिक होगा. व्हाट डिफरेंट पैरेलल वाले है क्या? सरप्राइज. ओके, सो इन केस मैं इंटेलिजेंट हूँ और मुझे क्रिएटिव बनना है और कोई क्रिएटिव है और उसे इंटेलिजेंट बनना है, तो हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? we'll have to do it again. So we'll do it again and slowly, consciously we'll try to do it. कि उल्टा करके देखते हैं. Okay, at the count of 3. How many of you are very able to do? कर पाए? क्या प्रॉब्लम आया? How did it feel? Confused? Different? Difficult, confused, funny, uncomfortable? Okay. That's the point I was trying to draw. कि कोई भी change आता है, so it will make you uncomfortable first. But over the years, I've been doing this activity in every single session that I take because I'm very fond of change management and I do this in all my sessions. So it's going to be very difficult when we do this, but when we put in conscious efforts, when we try to do it, we think about it, then we'll be able to do it slowly over the time, we'll be able to achieve it. Now we'll do it once again, last time, slowly, consciously, mindfully, and let's see if we are able to do it. At the count of 3. How many? How many? Still, fair figure is able to do it now. So I think I'm able to draw the point here. Okay. So it's difficult, but it is inevitable. Now coming to our presentation points. So a lot has already been said again, and I'm just not just change management, I'm quite fond of stories also. A lot of stories have already been shared. There's one more stories, हम HR 5.0 की बात कर रहे हैं, मॉडर्न ज़माने की बात कर रहे हैं, but I think I'll take you back to the बहुत बहुत पुराना वाला ज़माना. So there is a story of Lord Indra and Shiv जी का डमरू. I don't know how many of you have heard it. So there's a small story. Sir has heard it. There's a small story. Lord Indra says कि I am quite upset with the farmers and I'm not going to give rains on earth for the next 12 years. And there's some issue I'll not give. Okay, तो farmers नीचे अर्थ पे बोलते हैं कि what is the issue and why are you doing this? कहते हैं कि नहीं, I'm not upset with you all. 12 साल तक कोई रेन मेन नहीं होने वाली है, आपको ऐसे ही मैनेज करना है. तो लोग परेशान हो जाते हैं, farmers सारे परेशान हो जाते हैं, and then they go to Lord Shiva. और रेन का कनेक्शन इज विद लॉर्ड शिवा के डमरू के साथ. अगर लॉर्ड शिवा का डमरू बजेगा तो बारिश होगी. ओके, सो ये फार्मर्स सारे के सारे लॉर्ड शिवा के पास जाते हैं. अब सीक्रेटली इन द मीन वाइल लॉर्ड इंद्रा ने लॉर्ड शिवा को बोल दिया है कि आप अपना डमरू मत बजाइएगा. तो अब फार्मर्स वहां पे पहुंचते हैं और वो बोलते हैं कि भगवान जी ऐसा ऐसा हो गया है. एंड लॉर्ड शिवा बोलते हैं नहीं नहीं, आई कांट डू इट, नथिंग डूइंग, आई हैव बीन टोल्ड, आई कांट हेल्प यू. जो बोल दिया वो बोल दिया. और सारे अपसेट होकर परेशान होकर बेचारे वापस आ जाते हैं धरती पे. देयर इज नो रेन, नथिंग इज हैपनिंग. They all give up. There is one farmer amongst them all who still goes out to the field every day, every single day, year after year, goes to the field, sows a seed, tills it, plows it, waters it with whatever capacity, whatever fertilizer does he has. He keeps on doing it year after year, month after month, and all the farmers are calling him कि ये पागल है, क्यों कर रहा है, जब पता है 12 साल तक बारिश नहीं होने वाली, right? So वो कहता है कि नहीं, बारिश नहीं होगी तो क्या हुआ. I am doing it every day, going out to the field, doing it every single day so that कि मैं अपनी skill ना भूल जाऊं, मैं farming भूल ना जाऊं. So is that a lesson? So I need to keep doing, I need to keep working, I need consistency and practice with my existing skills so that कि मैं भूल ना जाऊं and I don't make mistakes. And जब सच में बारिश होगी तो मुझे farming आती हो. यहां तक हो गया. अब ये बात जो है पार्वती जी और शिव जी सुन रहे हैं ऊपर. Parvati ji being an excellent communicator, we all know, she says to Lord Shiva कि प्रभु आप देख रहे हैं नीचे क्या हो रहा है, ये वो ऐसा ऐसा आदमी है, वो कहता है कि मैं अपना काम भूल ना जाऊं, कहीं आप डमरू बजाना ना भूल जाएं. तो कहते हैं बजा दिया, and the rains happen. So such an excellent, beautiful communicator Lord Parvati ji was. Skillfully she made the rains happen on earth and it happened. Now जिन्होंने कुछ नहीं किया था उनका तो कुछ नहीं हुआ, definitely, but that one man who went out there every day on the field, who kept working, was able to get a small sapling in some time after 3 years. So of course बीवी थी तो बात तो वैसे भी सुननी थी Lord Shiva को, तो eventually the rains happen. So now what is the moral of the story here? That we need to keep on working and skilling ourselves and consistency. Now I'm taking the story to our modern times. अगर ये ऐसे ही काम करता रहेगा ये फार्मर विद द सेम स्किल सेट एंड विद द सेम टूल, विल ही बी एबल टू सस्टेन. अब बाकी फार्मर्स के पास तो आ गई टेक्नोलॉजी, अब उसका क्या होगा? ही विल बी वेरी सून आउटशाइन, आउटस्मार्ट कर दिया जाएगा उसको. हिज थिंग्स विल बिकम रिडंडेंट, राइट? सो ही विल बी ऑफ नो यूज. देयर कम्स इनटू द पिक्चर ऑफ scaling and upskilling and continuous learning and development. So lot has already been said about it. So scaling, upskilling is already out there. Everybody has spoken about it. DI, I wanted to show certain videos, but I think we are short of time, so I am skipping that part. Inclusion के ऊपर भी बहुत कुछ बोला गया है. It's a mix. इस mix को कितना representation देना है और सबको बराबर का representation देना है, opportunity देनी है, is all what is DI all about. It's going to be the buzzword there. Coming to remote and hybrid models, ma'am has already covered it, sir has already covered it. Then coming to mental health. जब ऑफलाइन मोड में हम लोग कोविड से पहले काम करते थे ऑफिस में, सो ऑफिस 5:30 बंद हुआ, 6 बजे बंद हुआ, एंड लाइट्स आर शटिंग डाउन. आई पिक अप माई स्टफ, आई पिक अप माई फोन, आई पिक अप माई हैंड बैग. मैं अपना ये ड्रॉर खोलूंगी, उसमें आई पुट द कीज एंड अपना सामान निकालूंगी, बैग टांगूंगी, एंड आई वॉक टू द कॉरिडोर. अपनी कार के पास जाऊंगी, कार का ताला खोलूंगी, कार में बैठूंगी. सो ऑल दिस इज व्हाट इज गिविंग मी ये 5-7 मिनट प्लस द ड्राइव घर तक. ये क्या कर रहा है मेरे लिए? व्हाट इज इट डूइंग? नेक्स्ट थिंग, it is giving me that time to unwind, to get into the another phase of life. अब ये ऑनलाइन मोड में और ये जो हमारा हाइब्रिड मॉडल है ये वाले मोड में कहीं वो बाउंड्रीज बची हैं? नो. सो दैट इज अनदर कंसर्न एरिया दैट वी नीड टू लुक इनटू, बिकॉज 24/7 हम लोग काम कर रहे हैं इस वाले मॉडल में. सो आई थिंक there's लॉट ऑफ ग्रे एरियाज देयर wherein we can work upon these concerns as well. And I would say not just PSUs and not just big organizations, there are many organizations जिन्होंने कोविड को एंटिसिपेट करते हुए पहले से ही they started doing those preparations. Like Cisco, they started launching their telepresence system. Siemens started their health management system. GSK developed their desktop yoga app even at the start of COVID. So it is all about those 4, मेरे हिसाब से 6 पिलर्स हैं, 3, 4, 5, 6 कितना भी आप लोग इसको डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. डिजिटल प्रोफिशिएंसी, लाइक आई सेड, ऑटोमेशन, टेक्नोलॉजी, लर्निंग एंड कंटिन्यूअस डेवलपमेंट आई मेंशन्ड, स्किलिंग अपस्किलिंग इज ऑलवेज देयर, DEI is always there, remote work, and for me the biggest is employee wellness initiatives and mainly revolving around the mental and the emotional health. So I would rest my views here, so not at the cost of not sounding duplicate and repeating my stuff. So thank you so much, thank you for the opportunity, and I hope you enjoyed the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Now we are going to show you a video, a message from Shri Prem Rawat ji, who is an international speaker. So I would like to have each and everyone's attention on the screen.
A very good afternoon to all. Very soon we are going to hear a message which is about peace. The message, the core of this message is understanding the business of life. Mr. Prem Rawat ji, who is an international peace speaker, is going to present his views. When he was only 4 years old, he started addressing the people on the subject peace. He is popularly known as a global peace ambassador, and he received keys of many prestigious cities across the world. Presently he is in India, और अभी हाल फिलहाल में उन्होंने रविवार 19 नवंबर 2023 को चंडीगढ़ में एक सार्वजनिक कार्यक्रम को संबोधित किया है. साथ ही में आने वाली 26 तारीख को बोधगया बिहार में भी उनका एक प्रोग्राम होने वाला है. साथ ही 3 दिसंबर 2023 को दिल्ली में भी उनका एक सार्वजनिक कार्यक्रम होने वाला है. यदि आप इन कार्यक्रमों में भाग लेना चाहते हैं तो बाहर हेल्प डेस्क लगी है, वहां से आप इनविटेशन कार्ड ले सकते हैं. साथ ही बाहर आपके लिए एक फीडबैक फॉर्म भी हमने रखा है. आप जब ये मैसेज देखेंगे तो जो भी आपका फीडबैक हो प्लीज आप उसे जरूर हमें दें. थैंक यू.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Can we please play the video on the screen? And please, after this we'll have one more last session, and after that certificate distribution.
To have you here. Extending a warm welcome to Prem Rawat.
Throughout his life, Prem Rawat has been helping people experience personal fulfillment and peace. Prem's extraordinary journey began when he was just 4 years old. Now a best-selling author, international speaker and broadcaster, Prem Rawat's vision is to help anyone interested to practically experience peace. To achieve his goal, Prem has traveled the world for nearly 5 decades to reach out to people in person, impacting hundreds of millions. Last year alone, he spoke to over 1 billion people across all media, including TV, print, and radio.
How can I become the CEO of life?
That's a very good question.
because you are the CEO. And the CEO is so misinformed.
Yes.
This is your life. You've been given this opportunity. Things are going to happen in your life that you have absolutely no control over.
Reports started to emerge that COVID-19, a virus that specialists had never seen before in humans, had begun to spread. Since then, the virus has spread to almost every country around the world, establishing this as a global pandemic.
I left Spain and I flew to Brazil. And the reason why I left Spain is to go to Argentina. And then after Argentina, I was supposed to go to Uruguay. And everything was set. And we were going to do some events and, going to visit a prison, and all that was going to be great. And all of a sudden, it was like, no, nobody's coming into Argentina. It's a lockdown.
With borders closing and most of the world tipping into turmoil by being in lockdowns, Prem Rawat headed home. But not wanting to stop reaching people, Prem began bringing a message of hope and inspiration every day through his lockdown series, which featured daily on his website, premrawat.com.
Hello everyone, Prem Rawat here. We're in the midst of coronavirus, and it's very hard and very trying times for a lot of people. Today I'd like to talk to you about gratitude. What can we do to boost that immunity?
When we're stressed, it takes away the energy from the immune system. It's that simple.
This is really a good time to give each other some respect, give each other some space, give each other some empathy, give each other some sympathy.
His recent lockdown video series has now reached 174 countries. As the pandemic continues to linger, Prem looks forward to connecting with people to bring his unique vision of hope, clarity, and inspiration through virtual platforms.
I've never done it like this virtually, so I'm as much in that experimental mode, but I'm excited about it, as you might be. All stories begin with once upon a time. The story that I really want to tell you also begins like this, but there is a small difference. And the difference is, once upon this time, there lives you. Hello everyone, I hope that you're doing well. So, what is it that I want to tell you today? Very simply, that a simple message expressed in the simplest ways would truly be that you're so fortunate that you're alive, that you exist. Because this opens up for you, the fact that you are alive, a whole range of possibilities. You want to be miserable? No problem. You can be miserable. You want to be content? No problem whatsoever. You can be content. Whatever you want to accomplish, because you are alive, this is possible. So, having said that, I'm sure that there are some people in the audience listening to me, going, yeah, that's true, or no, that's not true. I mean, let's face it, It's two possibilities. Either it is true or it's not true. If it is true, then why don't we take advantage of that? There's still plenty of voices, plenty of ideas that keep coming, cheap, this isn't right, this is wrong, this is this way, this is that way. And I know so many people suffer from that. They are weighed down by their concerns, by their thoughts, by their ideas, by, negative views, positive views, whatever views come your way. And what if it isn't true? What if it is all about a predetermined destiny? You're here and, you are here to just play out whatever that destiny is? Then you're wasting your time even watching this. All you need to do is just crawl it back in your bed, pull your sheets over, close your eyes, and that's it. I mean, whatever is supposed to happen will happen because it's already preordained. You don't have to worry about it. What do you care? In fact, if those are the sequence of items that have to happen, how do you figure into it anyways? Well, what are you going to do about it? I mean, why you, right? So, which one is it? That we have a choice? That we can accept? We can understand? We can open up our horizons? Or we can close our eyes, pull the sheet over our head, and go, well, it's all preordained, just watch the show. Either it's like a movie theater, and you can go and you can sit down in this life, and the movie has already been shot. You're coming in way too late. Movie's already been shot, it's been already edited, it's already been cut. And you're just there, you paid your, whatever you paid for your movie, you're sitting down, you may as well just watch it. And if you fall asleep, that's not going to affect the movie. It's not like it's going to go and pause. It isn't. But the thing is this a live play? And you're on the stage? And there is a role that you have to play? Or is it like that movie theater? You just sit down, plop back, grab a big bucket of popcorn, and the movie is already being made. So it's got to be one or the other. Well, people who say, it's already been shot, it's already been played, it's already been done, then it doesn't matter if I go and watch the movie. Nothing is going to happen. And what if I'm watching this movie and it's supposed to be entertaining, but I'm hating it? I'm hating every single minute of it. I hate the actors. I hate the plot. I hate the music. I hate the editing. Oh my God, the editing. And so what am I supposed to do? Just sit there and bear it out? Grunt my teeth and just, okay, this is how it is? Be miserable? Seems to me like even if I don't have a choice, I do have a choice whether I go in the movie theater or not. And so there is a lot of people who have actually said things from their experience, and they seem to be alluding to the fact that it isn't a pre-shot movie, that it is more like a live play. and you are on the stage. And it is time for you to act. And whether it is an interesting show or it is a boring show, it's up to you how you act, how well you play your part, how well you understand what your role truly is. So, what defines you as a human being? Is it all preordained? Or is it that you have a choice in the matter? That there is the good, there is the bad. And the bad is very bad. Pick up the newspapers. Here we are in July 2020, and things are not so good. And they don't seem to be turning towards becoming any better. And here's the choice. Do you have a choice in this situation? Horrible things have been done on the face of this earth. Some of them started as far back as, 1600s, 1700s. And they have gone on and on and on and on and on. And the consequences of those things have been off the scale. It always reminds me that when that tsunami came in Japan, and so much got destroyed. I was reading about it. I was very fascinated. I'm very fascinated with Japan. I like their culture. I like how the country is. They've done a lot of things, but there they are and trying to go forward, make amends, go forward. And that tsunami came and it did unbelievable amount of damage, a lot of damage. So I was reading about it, and then I came across this one article where it said that somebody actually a long time ago had written on a stone way up high, up on the mountain. And it said, do not build below this point. And I was like, wow. Somebody was kind enough. And somehow they must have been affected by that tsunami, to leave behind a little note carved on a piece of rock for all to see. Do not build below this point. I could be wrong. That's not maybe exactly what it said, but close enough. So why write that? If it's a preordained thing, this is what's going to happen to people, why write it, right? Let them bear it out, let them grunt through it, and that's that. But it is avoidable, there is a choice. It is avoidable. And hence the rock, and hence the little note. And hence Socrates saying, know thyself. And hence Kabir saying, what you are looking for is within you. That you don't have to take this on. That truly you can filter out all this that is the garbage and take in the good, the beautiful, the joy, which suits you so well, which suits you as a human being so well. A lot of people say, human beings are not born with an instruction manual. where we don't need an instruction manual. It's automatic. Joy, I like. Pain, I don't like. I mean, if I buy a TV, it tells me, please take care of it, clean it like this, do this, do this. It doesn't tell me all the different ways I can destroy it. It doesn't. And the same thing with me. As a human being, there are certain things that I adore, I like. And those things that I like, that I adore, are precious to me. Are precious to me. This is all about devotion to life. I was looking up that word, devotion. And it's very interesting. Of course, you to take your focus from the outside and take it. Happiness, hope, and peace are always available. Welcome to Peak, my new series about understanding and discovering practical peace that lies in your heart. Peak is an educational program to help you explore your own potential, to discover the self, to discover your own resources, and discover the personal peace that lies in your heart. Peak consists of 9 chapters covering topics from a new angle to rethink, reconsider, and rediscover what you have always known. Happiness, hope, and peace are always available to every human being. They are within us. Wherever we go, whatever we do, we carry these with us. Once you have completed the series, there is an additional chapter. In this chapter, you can learn practical techniques to begin to connect with the peace that resides in your heart. The techniques of knowledge allow you to take your focus from the outside and take it to the inside, where in your heart you can feel and understand who you truly are.
So we'll do the next session, and I would like to invite Dr. Shamli Satpathy, who is the Professor, Area Chair, OB NHR, IILM, University, Greater Noida. Can we have some applauses for her, everyone? Being a student-focused professional and a trainer, she has 18 years of mixed experience in corporate and academics. Pursuing for teaching and training, she is competent to bring together a wide array of information into the classroom based on corporate as well as teaching experience and training abilities. With a natural flair for networking and cultivating relationship, she motivates and energizes students and learners. She got many awards as well, Best Faculty Award for educating students and inspiring them in the pursuit of their goals at IILM University. And let us welcome, please.
Thank you, ma'am, for the warm welcome. It's nice to be the part of this Global HR Conclave. I'm really honored. So I will not take much time because all the panelists have covered everything. So I will just skip the slides, but I will, look into some few things which is basically for the students. Because being a teacher, students, my work involves students. So obviously, whatever I'm going to talk about, that is only for my students and the HR professionals. First slide from the beginning. Yeah. No, previous one, yeah. So we have been talking about COVID-19. All of us know that, COVID-19 has impacted the whole economy majorly. So if we talk about the changes, the transformation, digital transformation, we have been talking about work from home, we have been talking about many things, data and technology. So these changes are there, right? So we have been talking about the COVID-19 pandemic and the work from home. So why I'm talking about this locked in or unlocked?
That is basically during COVID-19, a group of people asked me what has brought the digital transformation to world. So my answer was COVID-19. The reason being, after this COVID-19, this digital transformation has been more as compared to the previous years, though we have been talking about digital transformation for last 10 to 12 years, right? Next slide. So this is a very old photograph. What is coming to your mind when you see this particular photograph? I'm asking this question to the students. Anybody would like to answer to this question? What do you see here? Yes. Transformation. So transformation in terms of, we can see that there is a transformation of the, the horsepower has been transferred to the motors. So do you think that people have lost their jobs? Nobody has lost their job? Yeah, so horse riders are losing their jobs, but people who are, reskilling themselves with the technology, that is, people who are with the motorbikes or motor cars, they are getting their jobs. So we are talking about car manufacturing industries, they are getting their jobs. So this is what the change we have been talking about. Next. Again, this is something, we have been dealing with. We are saying that machines are replacing the human being. Do you feel so? We are going to talk about that. So what about the HR job? Any idea? Do you feel that the machines are replacing the HR job? So I'm going to talk about that. Yes, next slide. So I will skip these slides. I'll be talking about slide number 18. This is something which have been talking about automations, and I think ma'am and sir have already covered that, so I'm not going to talk about that. No, slide number 18. Previous slides. Yes, this one. So I would like to focus on this particular model, because most of the HR professionals, they must be knowing that this is Dave Aldrich model, because we are talking about how technology is replacing human being, and we are going to deal with a world where technology is replacing the human being. Are you going to do that? I don't know. So if you see this particular model, we can see that there are two focus. One is your day-to-day operational, and another is your future or strategic roles. Again, we can see that process-oriented and people-oriented. So here, if you see that the first one, the administrative role, that is, which is day-to-day operational role, and it is more into process-oriented, right? And rest three, like if I am talking about employee champion, who are the spokesperson of the organizations, because you are representing your human being, which is again your day-to-day operational task, but it is people oriented. Similarly, if we talk about strategic partner, it is more into process oriented, but it is futuristic in nature. And the last one is change agent, which is again strategic in nature, and it is more into people oriented. So why I am talking about this particular model is that if you see the three role, that is strategic role, that is change agent, and the champion, employee champion, these three roles can be complemented by data and technology. You can't say that 100% the machines are replacing the human being. But if I talk about the first one, that is the administrative role, that can be automated, because we have been talking much about automation. So in HR role, if I talk about your payroll, your compensation, if we can talk about your recruitment selections, some of the part can be automated, right? Next slide, please. Again, so we can see this perspective in a different way. I don't know how many of you are aware of proficiency role or pivotal role, because we are dealing with the corporate world, and students' most important topic is the jobs, right? So proficiency role, if you see here, I'm talking about the pilot role. It is a proficiency role. Why? Because you need to have that proficiency to deal with this job profile. Beyond a certain level, you are not going to train the pilot. The minimum proficiency is required, but beyond that level, you are not going for a training program. So this is a proficiency role, right? And this is not adding value to the company beyond that proficiency. Next is pivotal roles. If I talk about flight attendant role, which is, basically a relational role. Why it is a relational role? Because you are dealing with the people. For example, the HR role, or you can say the sales and marketing, or where you are dealing with the customer management, that is a relational role. Why? Because this role is depending on how you are dealing with the complex situation or critical situations. So the enhancement in this particular role, it is adding value to the company. Beyond a certain level also, you have to have that experience to deal with certain issues, right? Next we can go to the last slide, that is 33 slide. You can come down. Yes, I just wanted to do this exercise. This is something, we are going to, because we have been talking about people and analytics, we are talking about technology and data. So can you please read the first paragraph? This is a homework, this is a work to the students right now. The first paragraph, and can you draw the chart of the organizations? Anybody quickly? Can you do that? Quickly, you have the paper and pen with you? Yes. Anybody would like to do that? The first paragraph, is it visible to all? Can you please enlarge that? No, it's not possible. Students can come to the front and can see that. Anybody would like to do that? You can take the snapshot and do that. The first paragraph and make the organizational chart. I just want to see that. Quickly. Anybody? Have you done? The first paragraph, is it visible right now? Is it visible? Please raise your hand if you have done this. Have you done that? Zoom is not possible, what they are saying. I don't know why. The first paragraph, it is a 2-3 line only. There are 2-3 people working in the organizations and you have to make the organizational chart. There is a purpose of doing this. You did that. Can you show it to me quickly? Come here. You don't have a pen and paper. So students, you should come with this. Yes, okay. Can you show the next, please? Next. So this is what she has done. Right? Okay. Next slide. Can you read the next 3 lines, next 3 paragraphs and do the relational chart? This is a bit complex. Next 3 paragraphs, and I am asking the same to the same student. Can you read the next 3 paragraphs and do the organizational chart in terms of relational network? This is quite complex, a bit complex, if you don't read properly. So it is, you can take the snapshot and you can sit and do that because we have the time constraint. So, and let me explain why I have been talking about this. Can you please go to the next slide? See, we have been talking about changes in the workplaces, right? We have talked so many things. Now there is another concept we are moving towards relational analytics. What is relational analytics? That is, the traditional mode of working system has been changed. Now, without any power and positions, there are people who are really powerful at the organizations. When you join the organizations, that you will realize. If you read those 3 paragraphs, those are the case list that you can go through. We can see that in the organizations without power and positions also, people are having their hold on things. So being the HR or being the head of the organizations, you need to identify those people. Like there are people who are the central connector. Central connector means, they are the mentor of the organizations. People are coming to them for some kind of informations or some kind of guidance. And you being the head of the department or head of the organizations, you need to identify those people. Next, you can see, if you go through that, actually I wanted to do this properly, but due to certain constraint we are not doing that. There are some people who are basically with having special knowledge. So you can see that in your group also you can go to people who are having special knowledge in something, like somebody is having research and development and some kind of knowledge is there, and you go to the people for those kind of knowledge, right? So this is one kind of power I'm talking about in the organizations. Now, being the HR head, you need to identify who are these people. There are some people who are having information in the department and beyond the department. So why this kind of job profiles or kind of roles have been focused is the reason being, in the organizations, that traditional mode of working is no longer, it is no longer working. We need to identify the people who are actually having some kind of skills and knowledge without any power and positions, and they are contributing to the organizations in different way. This is what we are talking about, relational analytics. Rest, I'm not going to talk much about this. We have been talking about artificial intelligence, we have been talking about data and technology. So in this era, we are saying that without data, we are in a dream. So how the role of HR is evolving, we need to focus more into the data and technology for the people management issues. I have heard that sir was talking about, people management or talent management. We have been talking about your ROI, return on investment. We are providing training programs, but we need to measure the return on investment. So all these things required a kind of interference of data and technology is there, but at the same time, the interference of the human skills are also required. So that's why we need to upskill or reskill ourselves with the data and technology, which can supplement the workplaces and the work profiles. That's all from my side. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, can we check the video once again? If there's no technical issue, then we can play the video. Otherwise, we'll call Shri Rakesh Sinha ji. And after that, we'll have the certificate distribution. So let me call Shri Rakesh Sinha ji on the stage, and I would like to request Dr. Swarnim Dixit, please kindly come and honor him. Dr. Shri Rakesh Sinha.
Please, sir. Sir, please, आगे.
Can we have some applauses, everyone? Shri Rakesh Sinha, who is CEO Quintus Global Private Limited. He is well recognized in the industry, felicitated, honored by leading media houses in the magazine of industry, reputed as young entrepreneur with difference. He was one of the youngest to be invited as member of Management Council of Delhi Management Association. I would like to request Shri Sinha, please kindly come on podium.
Sir, only 5.
Yeah, just
Very good evening. I carried a presentation with some 10 slides, 30 minutes of talk, so I'm not going to use any slides. It's pretty much a fag end of the day. All are very tired. Many of you have also already left for the day. Quick introduction about me because it will connect to the entire topic. I'm a serial entrepreneur. This is my third venture, so I'm typically a startup founder. Very early in my life I started doing it. Now it has become a trend. Many of you would be doing it now. So I started almost my entrepreneurial journey pretty much as my first stint 18 years ago. It was a rough journey, but been successful, as I think the ma'am was talking about. Felt very nice when some of the media houses recognized and some of the associations recognized me. I will not use any slides, but there are a few specific points I want to leave for all the people, students, even the professors, as well as any corporate leader who is in the room. So, 3 interesting statements. HR is going to die as a function. I'm a CEO, I don't want an HR guy. Difficult, right? Very harsh. And I'm telling you honestly, I'm being a CEO, I don't want an HR guy in my organization. Second statement, we talk about Atmanirbhar Bharat. क्या होता है Atmanirbhar? Atmanirbhar is self-reliant, right? If you're talking about self-reliant, why do you need priest? And I'm talking exactly the language of one of the CEOs and the founder of the largest conglomerate possible on the earth. And he talks to me in the same language. He says, Rakesh, why do we need priest? HR is priest. If you need to talk to the God, you need to be self-reliant. So if the Prime Minister is talking about being self-reliant, why do you need priest? Why do you need HR? So HR as a term is going to be dead. That's the number 2 statement. Number 3, this is very, very important for all of you. The term, I don't know how many of you heard this term called lure, L-U-R-E. Anyone who has heard this term L-U-R-E? What is lure? Very nice. But I have created a different acronym for it, ma'am. Thank you for it. LUR is an acronym. And this is very, very important for many of you, and particularly for leaders like me. L is for learning. We all talked about skilling, upskilling, etc. It is about learning. What you think about is U and RE. U is about unlearning. That's the biggest challenge. We have a huge baggage always. I'm telling you guys, youngsters, particularly, you will not believe it. Every alternate week I am at a campus because I believe it is my social responsibility to give it back to the society and young generation. So I talk to a lot of students. Every campus I go and talk and visit, and I talk about this lure by saying first is learn, second is unlearn, and the third RE stands for relearn. This is the biggest problem we are facing in cricket as well, my friends. We are doing very well, but we are not unlearning some of the mistakes of the past, and we are not relearning how to play Australia well. Haven't we? How disappointed we were on Sunday. This is all about unlearning and relearning. And this is the problem with the HR fraternity. HR is still going very traditional way. I give you a very interesting example. Everybody here and many other conferences, and I'm talking little being a rebel from that point of view, everybody talks about AI, ML. How many of you have really used AI, ML in any use case? Tell me. कहाँ पे use किया आपने AI? Chat GPT. Okay. I give you a very interesting metric. This is a survey and which we did it to confirm that every HR progressive leader and the business leader who's talking about automation and digital and AI and everything in the same breath, they have no clue of what is the difference between a digitalization and digitization. They're 2 different things first. Second, all people who are talking about AI ML, and I can give you examples. There are few large corporates of India, the CFOs places a call to me and say, Rakesh, we have a budget because board has approved a budget to deploy a generative AI. We don't have a clue what to do about it. Can you help us to give us a use case to deploy it? That's the kind of situation we are dealing with. Because the same CFO who is having the budget, or the HR head who is having the budget to deploy that generative AI or AI, actually is using an Excel file to review the data. I think the ma'am before me was talking about data. Data is so important. The problem is we still believe Microsoft Excel as technology. How many of you believe Microsoft Excel as a technology automation? That's a big problem. If you think we have got Excel and PowerPoint and we are still using half of the work, I can give you hundreds of use cases where we're using an Excel file. Finally, you're taking a data dump from a business, you have deployed a BI. I can talk about many HR organizations. I'm right now working for an organization which is 160 lakh crore organization, and you can guess it. There are 11 listed companies, 21 business units, 50,000 people working with the promoter and the family to reimagine their HR. They have 900 people. The cost of the HR people in their organization is 300 crores. Many companies don't exist today which has a revenue of 300 crores. They have 300 crores as the cost of the HR team. And we are reimagining that. And what we are finding with these guys is they are heavily investing into AI ML, but finally, majority of the guys are still using Excel file. They are taking dumps from the Tableau. They have deployed BI, Cognos, everything, all the kinds of tool you'll talk about, but finally they are still using Excel and so on and so forth for doing a data messaging. So what we need to change here, and there's a question for all of you here. You know, have you heard this term called escape velocity? I'm sure you would have heard this term chokers in cricket, right? I'm surprised people are not reacting. Escape velocity you have not heard? Okay. The escape velocity is the velocity required by an object or a rocket to escape the gravitational pull of the earth. Any guesses what kind of a speed which is required to escape the velocity of the earth to go into the space? Excellent, brilliant. It's 11.2 kilometers per second. 11.2 kilometers per second, which is equal to 4,000 kilometers per hour. Have you been in any of the vehicles? कोई कार, कोई बाइक ड्राइव किया है 4,000 किलोमीटर पर आवर पे चलने वाली? किसी ने यहाँ पे? किसी ने ड्राइव किया है? किसी को एक्सपीरियंस हो कि 4,000 किलोमीटर पर आवर वाली व्हीकल में हम बैठे हैं एक बार? Have anybody tried that? Have you want to experience it, right? So if you want to experience it, that is all about self-reliant, which is about moving from incremental speed. And I want to throw two terms for you guys, like I have sharing with you this lure. I talked about HR as a term is going to be dead. It's all about people. So go beyond HR. And this is about incremental versus exponential. So incremental is all about moving from 150 kilometer per car to 160 kilometer per car, 170 kilometer per car. That will take at least 1,000 years for us to become self-reliant. Whatever the government data will say, it will take at least 1,000 years. At least not in my lifetime. Maybe yours, I don't know. It has to be exponential. And to exponential, you have to what? You have to do reimagine things. I think the topic was about how HR can drive business transformation. So you have to be reimagining it. You can't just be doing what traditional HR and trying to incremental improvement to the processes, to the practices, to the technology, and so on and so forth. You have to reimagine that role, that function, and have a seat on the table with the business to really do that. Just by working with the business, you don't get the seat on the table. That is where the whole challenge has to happen. We need to challenge that entire situation. I'll just like to give you another couple of interesting terms before I just wrap up. One term is, how many of you heard CM? What is CM? Chief Minister. At least I bol sakte Chief Minister. How many of you heard this term MD? Right. Now this is what we expect all these functional leaders, HR leaders, and maybe many of young leaders to be: not the chief minister, neither chief minister nor managing director, but be the CM and but be the MD. If you really want to be successful in your corporate roles and avatars or whatever role, be a CM and MD. The first CM is called, in our parlance, we call it chaos monkeys. What? Chaos monkeys. Create chaos in your organization. Then only you can solve for it. If you don't create a chaos, you will only do incremental growth, incremental improvements. Create chaos. Be a chaos monkeys. And the second term, MD, is not managing director, but is master of disasters. If you don't bring disasters, you can't disrupt. And if you can't disrupt, you can't make it exponentially different and reimagine it. So if you really want to, and this is as a students if I am talking about, and I always feel very good to talk to students particularly, because it looks like going back to the college days, my own college days, right? And we used to have the same struggle by sitting through the day without even realizing what we are here for. You know, sometimes struggling by saying, अच्छा भी certificate मिलना है इसलिए रुकना पड़ेगा types, you know. So I have done all that. So I think what is important here is this terms, if you can take some of this term back with you, terms like lure, terms like, you know, chaos monkeys. I want to give you last term for you. Have you heard the term BAU? BAU? No one from corporate here? BAU? It's business as usual, right? That's what we say in corporate. It's a business as usual. So it's keep on running, whatever. It's keep the lights on. That's what it's business as usual. In fact, I don't use BAU these days. And if you are going to use a different term, which I'm going to give it to you, I must tell you are going to be a disruptor. The term which I use these days, and you can Google it, you'll find on the Google with a lot of my articles, I talk about DAU. आप जाइएगा अपने इंटर्नशिप जहाँ कर रहे होंगे, आप जिस कॉलेज में काम कर रहे होंगे, आप जिस कॉर्पोरेट में कर रहे होंगे, go and talk to them about DAU. The term DAU stands for disruption as usual. How can you make disruption as usual? By saying, okay, fine, this is what the disruption is, we'll take care of it. So you create the disruption. Don't be in reactive mode. I think the ma'am was talking about COVID, and I think it's absolutely right. COVID-19 has brought really the core of digital transformation, or the momentum of digital transformation. Now you want to wait for another COVID-19 to happen every year, right? We don't want that, right? They're taking chances. So there's a story, this story is from Vineet Nair, who was the CEO of HCL. And Vineet and I was talking, and Vineet talks about this quite often, but I like this story. You know, he was traveling with his grandparents in a train, and then he, from a typical lower middle class family, they were traveling in train years ago. The train stopped at a junction. He was a 7-year-old boy. He got down from the upper berth. You know, train there is a berth, upper berth, middle berth, lower berths. He was on upper berth. He just got down. It was the middle of the night, like some 1 o'clock in the morning. And he got out of the train as well on the platform, because he was very much fascinated by the platform, because his grandfather used to sell some stuff on the platform. Just wrapping up, man, 30 more seconds, I know that. So then all of a sudden, he was so fascinated, and all of a sudden he realized that the train started moving. So what happened? He said, and he was like, in all of you, like in your young age, he's like, doesn't matter, I'll catch it. I can see it. So he ran. And he ran, and he tried, he missed. He could not get inside the train. So now what happened? No, his still train was there. So the first time in his mind, he got a doubt that, okay, yes, I can miss it. Then again he tried it. He's saying, okay, let me try with more rigor, more speed, more strength. And he tried it, and he tried to jump inside the train. He again missed it. Now what happens? There was a doubt. Now what he gets is a fear. So now doubt to the fear has come in. That, okay. Now he further again makes an attempt and again makes a try and tries to get inside it. He tries with a more rigor, more speed, but he again misses the pole on which he wants to catch hold of that coach. Now what happens? There's a panic. So there's a doubt, there's a fear, there's a panic. And he was losing all his energy with which he was trying to jump inside the train. He had two choices, like someone of you talked about by saying take another train. A 7-year-old boy, you think about it, he would have been never getting another train. He would have, in fact, being away from his family, all the stuff. He was thinking all that. No, I'll not meet my family. So he was panicked. He had two choices. To keep thinking about that at the station, or he was having a chance to try once more. This is exactly what happened with the Indian team on Sunday. We had a doubt first time when Rohit got out. We had a fear when Virat got out. We were in a panic when Rahul got out. And we could never recover from there. So Surya Kumar Yadav felt that, okay, I can't play the natural shots, what he is meant for. So this is where the difference you all can make is, don't get lost in a panic. Make another attempt, and this is where he made another attempt. He was running with the same rigor, same strength. He could not make it to the same coach, but all of a sudden, he realized that I am too far from that coach which I was supposed to be getting in. He is a small boy, he can't get inside it. All of a sudden he found there was a lady who was selling some mangoes on the platform. She just threw this person inside. This is what happens. This is what is called magic. So magic happens when you go beyond doubt, fear and panic. That's all from me. It was lovely talking to you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Throughout his life, Prem Rawat has been helping people experience personal fulfillment and peace. Prem's extraordinary journey began
certificate.
I would like to request participants from DGI, please kindly come on the stage for the certificates. Lalit Kumar Sharma, Shushmita Biswas, Aarti Mohan, Aftab Alam. Please kindly come and collect your certificates. I would like to request, please come in front at this side and take one certificate in your hand. Sir, please come and give away the certificates. Lalit Kumar Sharma. Shushmita Biswas.
Sir, you can give it to me. He's not here. Sir.
Aarti Mohan. Aftab Alam. Everyone please come this side. Okay, just wait. Thank you so much.
is the core of positive.
NDIM, please come forward. Kanishka Jain. Kanishka Jain. Simran Arora.
Specialists had never seen before in humans had begun to spread. Since then, the
Simran Arora.
virus has spread to almost
PK
every
Shivapati.
country around the
Pratibha Sharma. Sharvani Mishra. Varshika Jaiswal. Varsha. Nikhil Jha. Pranav Singh. Kriti. Prachi Dev. Anita Gupta. Kangana Garg. Manjari Rajput.
Prem Rawat.
Akansha Sharma.
Throughout his life, Prem Rawat has been helping people experience personal fulfillment and peace. Prem's extraordinary
Please come and sit there. जिनको भी certificates मिला, please बैठ जाएं. निमिषा कुमारी. Sophia. Soumya. Shweta
Big
Kumari.
bucket of popcorn.
Kesa.
And the movie is already being made. So it's got to be one or the other. Well,
Please request everyone to settle down. And also I would like to request Vikas Kumarji, who is Chief Executive Officer from Center for Alternative Dispute Resolution, Educational and Research. Please kindly come on the stage for vote of thanks. So we are going to play that video once again. Yeah, this is the last one, so please request everyone be seated. This is just 15 to 20 minutes video.
Thank you, ma'am. So at the end, I really would like to extend vote of thanks to all our great speakers today. But I would like to speak just for 2 lines. I hope our young generation would have present it now, because at the end, the sigillers that have been added by Mr. Rakesh and completely emphasizing on the technology, I would like to just add one dimension to that. Had the one provision what US is having with respect to their IT law, had this provision been in India, I am afraid the kind of this so-called startup Indias and all those things, this kind of techno companies are having, fintech and all, that would not have been survived, because that is repudiating the sovereign concern. Just to substantiate this, one more line to that. we are very much excited to know that cryptocurrency is a new term. Every world is thriving on it, but no sovereign nation is giving consent to that, because of the one factor that this system, this technology, blockchain technology and all those things is not giving respect to the sovereign concern. So there are different dimensions. I hope the sigillers would have given a frustration to the HR guys, but yet to add on this, I just mentioned it. So at the end, I really thank to all the speakers whose august presence has really graced this Global HR Conclave to 2020, and I hope this journey will continue all together. So great thanks to Dr. G.P. Rao sir for their great speech today, and Dr. Priti Savarbal, Sri Manas Kavi Raj sir, Sri Sanjay Arora sir, Dr. Syamli Satpathy, Sri Rakesh Sinha sir, and Sri Iyer sir, and our Iyer sir for their very insightful examples citing from the treasure of the inheritance that as India as a country we have. So great thanks to all of us, and I really extend vote of thanks to all the members who has really put together their efforts to make this event happen, and every participants today. So great thanks to all of you. Thank you.